Yes. Live now. Lovely.
Is everybody here?
Here's everybody is here. Here's everybody is here. That was a very long delay.
It was a
It
long
was a
delay.
delay.
I don't know whose mic that came in off of either.
Possibly mine, because I'm still working on muting the volume down.
Testing 1, 2.
Coming in good.
Because I understand you can't, if you mute it, it says that you're not actually viewing it, but if you have the volume all the way down, it still considers you viewing it. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay, so yes, I have. The stream is up.
It is not letting me join the game.
That's not very nice of it.
Yeah,
No.
we
You
were
were here.
meaning to tell you.
I mean, that's
Live on
fair.
stream.
Just in case you need a new link. It
Well,
should
I'm
be
on
the same link.
the game session login page, but it's acting like I'm already logged in.
Oh, that. Give me a second. I might be able to.
I mean, technically I can log in as Sarah, but that wouldn't be.
Hey.
Let me see if I can fix that. Otherwise, it takes just a few minutes for it to realize that you're not logged in. All right, I'm going to stop and restart it then.
I have the stream at full volume, and I think it would be valuable to do a quick, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to see how we all sound.
Okay. Well, here's mine. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me? I think before I was the one who was quite low.
Yeah, I'd say you're still quiet, but let's put it into context. Let's go, Corin?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And everyone will need a restart to get our friend Brock back in the game.
I'm already messing stuff up.
No, it's okay. This is what we kind of have to do. We'll get used to it.
So, if Corin is at a 6, I'd say Flynn is at a 3.
Am I still at a 3 right now?
You're at a scratchy 5 or 6?
Can you hear me now? Is this much
Yeah, it's
better?
getting closer there.
Yeah.
Oh, cause see, it's taking my other mic. It's taking my my studio mic, I think.
If we see you talking.
So maybe it is in fact my levels.
I'd say Nyx is at a 5.5 compared to Joel, which or Corin, which.
All right. Is this? Let's see. Headset microphone Is this better?
Yes, it's closer.
I mean, it probably just needs to be at 100% then. Okay.
All right, did everybody restart?
Nope. And we haven't
Loading
tested
back.
I'm Phil.
Oh, testing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
Blast off.
you're
5,
pretty good.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That it sounds equal to what I'm hearing in Discord, so all voices seem to be pretty across the board.
Yeah. I'm using my headset today instead of trying to use the boom mic because apparently the boom mic is not Discord friendly. So
Yeah, this is the loudest I think you've ever been.
very good.
All right, everybody situated?
I actually have to open up the game.
Lagging.
Sully.
Sully.
And then could you put the Twitch link in here again? I had it in the old chat, and then prematurely disposed of it.
Where's the old chat? I can't even find Tomb of Annihilation.
Got rid of it when I brought it over here.
Oh, you totally deleted that thread?
Yeah. That put me up to like 15 channels and servers, and here's the point where I was having to like scroll to check messages.
So there's Twitch. Do you mind dropping in the link to the Foundry?
Oh, you need the link again. It's in the video chat.
Got it. Thank you. Oh, hey, look at
Absolutely.
this background. Nice template here, Flynn.
Oh, thank you. I just
Adds a
did it
little
all by
color, a little-
hand.
Sure, you did.
Yeah, I believe it. Good work.
Well, it's not even a template. It was just like I threw a background image. I threw the one that is on my background for the Discord. I just threw that behind our thing so it wouldn't just be black. At least we got something going on back there.
Love it. Love it. I've got the game reloaded.
It's going to be up to you guys until I get my extra monitor in like a week or two to just watch minimally maxed chat in Twitch. So if we have anybody in there talking,
Yep, I will
Okay.
always have it double screened.
cool.
Let me just make sure the last settings are good to go since the update. Testing settings. Okay. Looks like we're good. So, who would like to? Yeah, that's why. That's one thing I was wanting to do is share it. So,
Is now the time to share? Or we want to wait a week or two.
Whatever you want to do.
Up to you, Corin.
let's wait one more week. This would be a cool session to bring in people, but it wouldn't hurt to be just a touch more put together. All right, yeah, we'll save that for next
I'll
week.
tell a
then.
few friends though, who close friends who might pop in and watch.
I think that at the beginning of every stream, we should also, by we, I mean you, popcorn, do like a quick recap of where we've been at. You know what I mean? Just a little summary.
Yeah. All right. So if we're good to kick off now, then without any pressure, the party 2 weeks ago reunited or united some old adventurers and some new at the Yawning Portal in Waterdeep for various reasons that they were hoping to resolve or get to the bottom of when they were approached by an old adventuring lady who has been suffering for about a month now. She went on to explain that ages ago, in the prime of her adventuring days, she had been killed and brought back to life with the Revivify spell. Since then, this adventurer, Syndra Sylvain, has gone on to accomplish many deeds and then hang up her hat, as it were. But in the last month, she's started to diminish and grow weak and lose her life essence, and went on to speak with her contacts to learn that people all across the land have been starting to lose the life that was brought back. Undead are unable to rise, and those who have been brought back are starting to die once more. And the source of this problem has been narrowed down to the peninsula of Cholt, far away. And while they have no understanding as to why, they were hoping that these brave adventurers would be up for the task of investigating it. They took the brave pirate Flynn's boat, the entire prize, and set sail to make their way across to Cholt when they realized they were being followed by another ship. The ship called out to them, informing them that they were here to tax them, as it were, for undocumented goods and wares. The pirate Flynn and several others determined it might be best to simply dispose of this ship. Upon using the Wall of Force spell to try to sink the ship where it sailed, they learned they were crossing blades with none other than the dread pirate Jarlaxle. They were on the verge of defeating him when he fled back to his ship and has prepared to set sail. It is during this time the party will determine if they are going to pursue or count their blessings and withdraw themselves. And that is where we left off with last week on Tomb of Annihilation, the high-level edition.
Is no one going to mention that Flynn has a portal right behind his gaming chair that he just kind of walked through? I mean, he just disappeared right off his screen. It was
Well, that's what I do. The game
amazing.
was starting, so I fucking disappear.
It's
No
not a
captain.
game unless we're watching his empty chair.
Exactly.
He waits to be played in by the DM.
Yeah.
I like to play Dungeons and Dragons on the move. Oh my god.
There you go. Well, it wasn't even that you got up. It was like you just like disappeared, and then you got and then now you just reappeared. It's just amazing. I love it.
Because I have to get my pizza.
Part of being a rogue.
Yes.
I
I
love it.
disengaged.
Last I
Oh,
recalled, Cithril has been up in the crow's nest for quite a while. We had a valiant fight. I see Simon is on deck, Flynn's the prodigal son, Gilgamesh. Flynn looks to be in the water.
Yes, Flynn and Brock both were pursuing Jarlaxle, hoping to defeat him before he made it back to his ship. And then Jarlaxle was vortex warped to safety, as it were. And it is Jarlaxle's turn as he is inside of the ship. You see no sign of him. And Bramnir, it will be your turn next.
How damaged does their ship look at all?
It is at about 50%. Certainly salvageable, but you've wrecked it pretty thoroughly on a whole.
I think we're pretty damaged, aren't we? I know Flynn's got at least one death save.
On a percentage scale, the entire prize is about 15% less damaged than their ship.
We have his sword. Should we let him go? I wouldn't mind the cloak, but I don't fancy our odds.
Let's get this boat out of here.
All right.
It would help if it had a captain.
You are not a captain. Let's get this boat out of here.
As a parting gift.
No parting gifts. Don't blow up my ship.
Well, I specifically want to get the top of the sphere of this to get the flag, their black flag.
Oh, so you're
Right.
throwing this right at the
Anything.
mast then?
I really just want that black flag to go up in flames. Maybe the sail, yeah. Just out of pettiness. I don't think it'll do anything. I'm just petty.
That's so out of
I'm a-
character for Bramnir.
What are you saying? How dare you?
As you raise your hand up and in one last shot of malice, torch the top of the mast, setting alight the sails and burning away the black flag. Anything else that Bramnir does?
No, shall we leave? I don't know, throw a rope out. Is there already a rope for these people in the water?
There has been a rope ladder that was lowered down a little while ago.
I just stand there staring, invisible still. Which I think is ending.
It is now ended, yes.
Where am I? Ah, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's me.
I really want to kill the man.
You came in a little bit broken there, Brock.
I don't think I want to let him leave.
Are we out of combat?
I can't hear you.
You are not quite out of combat, though. Depending on this turn, you might be after that. But I'm still not getting everything that Brock's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brock's breaking up a little bit, bud.
Breaking up a lot. I'll just run back to the ship.
Okay.
Can't move.
Turning back, you decide to not try to go aboard their ship and take them all on your own.
Coward.
As Mr. Invisible for the entire fight.
I am a coward.
Gilgamesh.
All right, Gilgamesh comes to the side of the boat and sees if there's anybody over the edge that he can help up. So he sees Flynn here, so he'll reach down and try to help Flynn up the side of the boat.
Yeah, I'll climb up the rope
All
or
right.
whatever.
So you're ready to clamber up as soon as it's your turn.
Yeah.
As he extends the hand. The entire prize is quite determined to set sail and get out of this, as well as the crew's not on board for any more repairs than they're going to have to make already. As they begin to drift off, and Sithril, from your vantage point. Sithril?
Sithril.
I'm here. I'm just slightly delayed. I was doing some sound checking. So I will check my distance from your Laxel, and I will consider the explosion that we just witnessed at the top of the sails, and I fear that he is roughly 80 to 100 feet, depending on the right angle. and I, at Laxel, will cast Eldritch Blast.
Your Laxel is below deck through a porthole and now out of view, so he has made sure to get out of any opportunity of shooting him.
Excellent. So I will cast Mage Hand and make this motion towards the ship with the Mage Hand. And then it will continue to do upsetting gestures towards the ship, like just talk to the hand and other ones such as that, as I
It's perfect
proceed
that your
to...
background blur has blurred out your hand gestures as well. Got to maintain them
And,
the censoring here, people.
how high up is this crow's nest on Flynn's ship?
You are 30 feet up from the lower portion where everyone was previously and where like Gilgamesh is now.
If I climb down, is that difficult terrain or otherwise?
Yes, it is. Well, it's half speed.
Can I fireman down this ladder?
You can do so with an acrobatics check.
Oh,
That is going to be plenty as you simply take a little hop and slide all the way down. You've got some excellent rope burn on your hands, but you've only used 5 feet of movement.
and I come over to the edge of the ship here at the... Ooh, I am too high up in the air. Do I have to take this door down? No.
Let me find where you just move onto the mast,
So,
and then it asks where you want to go.
folks who are watching the stream can't see this, but I just got, by moving over to the middle of the mast, I just got an option to move myself down to the main deck, and I am thrilled. So I just click the button that says main deck, and I will be lowered down there. And now I have a different
That's pretty
screen, but
awesome.
I move myself to the edge of the ship here and lean over the edge, and I am waiting for Gilgamesh. No, I'm sorry, for Brock to become closer with my mage hand and myself outstretched. I know I can't hold an action. I will end my turn there.
And Flynn.
I'm gonna climb up. I don't know if you need an acrobatics check or athletics to climb a rope.
With the rope ladder that's been lowered down, you won't need a check for it. It just takes half speed, so getting up there will cost you 20 feet of movement, but you clamber up securely.
I'm gonna look at Gilgamesh and Sithril and Bramnir, and I'm gonna say, what do you guys want to do? You want to go after him, or should we just head out and go the other way?
Let's get this boat out of here.
All right. Flynn is gonna look at all his little the red shirts and the other members of his crew, and he's gonna say, all right, guys, put the sheets up and pull on those ropes over there, and you over there, you steer this thing. We're gonna go make the ship do its ship thing, and we're gonna go, and that'll be his turn.
Hi, Captain. It's not like we've been doing that all for the last few seconds.
You've been doing a great job, everybody. By the way, I consider that to be a victory.
That's why you're the captain. As you watch the opposing ship also turning away and more than happy to break off to a number of jeers and shouts and their own unkind gestures towards you. And as both sides seem eager to end this, they both retreat, the other ship limping off.
All right. So, is there a way for me to get a rope closer to Brock to get him onto the boat quicker? Like, can I throw a rope at him and
They have those
I would have already been on
like
the boat.
flotation rings, but
Oh,
yeah,
my game
Brock
lost.
moves fast.
No,
Brock
Uh,
moves fast.
Brock moves fast.
All the
All right.
flotation rings say the love boat on them.
where are we here?
Brock, the game's not paused, so there might be some lag on your end. As the other ship is breaking away, leaving you as your crew gives some half-hearted shouts of
Right.
success.
Because if it says paused, I would have already been on the boat.
Okay, yeah, you're on the
At a
boat then.
clock speed.
As the last of you clambers aboard, the crew is getting about, and the bosun is looking around and says, "Let's get us a status report, why don't we? Let's find out if we're able to make it the rest of the way to Chult in one piece or not. Also, let's get a measure of the water in the hold." And then looks over for approval for Flynn.
Flynn just like he like looks back at me and goes like just makes hands like yeah, that sounds cool. Sounds great to me. Good job.
All right then.
Little shrug.
Flynn, how long was your father the captain of this ship?
How long was he the captain of the ship?
Yeah,
I mean, probably like 40 years.
and
Huh?
you didn't learn anything from him the whole time he was he was the captain of the ship.
No, I learned tons from him. Like lemon juice is really good for getting blood out of whites, and like I can tie knots really well, and stuff like that.
Very handy things to know when you're on a ship.
Absolutely.
Simon, with that being said, just know you are in very good hands, I say to the young chap that has joined.
Simon looks around a little unsure of himself and he says, should I go check below and help bail water, or should I be up here and, learn something?
I think you're gonna learn something by bailing water, so maybe you should head on down, grab a couple buckets, and go bail water. My dad used to make me bail water too when I was your age, so this is probably a really good place for you to start learning.
You see, that's where Flynn that's where he learned how to bail.
Yes, bailing is very important.
I don't know that much about you, Flynn, so that was a shot in the dark. I'm glad that landed.
I mean, do any of us really know ourselves?
I hiccup and my shape changes just for half a second. Yes, I suppose, maybe. The tribunal's out on that one.
Flint's gonna go over to the bosun, the guy who seems to be doing everything, and I'm gonna say, so, where are we going exactly? Do you know? Do you know?
What do you mean, sir?
No, I mean
Oh.
like right now, like where do you have if you were to aim the ship somewhere, where would it eventually get to? You know, where do you
Oh.
have the ship aimed?
Jolt, sir.
Yeah. But how long do you think it might take to get there?
That's not what you
Of
asked,
course,
sir.
Flynn. Flynn, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah.
close
I think
to
he-
set.
I think he took a head injury.
Of
He
course,
clearly
of
was
course,
unconscious
of course,
for a
of
little
course.
while. We need to get you some bed rest. Let's find some food and somewhere to rest, I think.
I was just making sure
Uh,
he knew I know where we're going. I was just making sure he knew where we were going.
See, this is what happens when you don't eat your veggies.
Vegetables are
Insight, yeah.
disgusting.
Can I tell if
I'm
Flynn
gonna
is
find
lying?
Yes, Sithril may attempt to make an insight check against
Ooh.
Simon.
Can I
Flynn.
do a deception check against that?
By all means.
What are you lying about?
I should have never doubted you, Flynn.
No, I mean, no. Why would you doubt?
Flynn is
Haven't I proven I'm
Flynn
an
is
effective
indeed-
leader up until this point? Okay? I know what I'm doing here, okay? I've been the captain of the ship for 40 years also, okay? You don't stay captain of a ship for that long without knowing what you're doing.
But aren't you 30?
How old are you, Flynn?
I'm like 80. I'm a half-elf.
Oh, fair enough. Don't look that old. Right. I want to find out what this fancy new sword is. Anyone want to come find out with me?
Yeah. That looks good,
Maybe
because...
for you, Flynn, to be honest.
Yeah, so bust it out. Let's identify the crap out of that thing while we go to Cholt.
Let's see if you can steal a crossbow off any of your crew.
I mean, I don't need to steal it from them. They'll just
Steal?
give me a crossbow.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
I don't know if it's stealing from your slave labor or I don't know how
They're-
it works.
They're not
You have
slaves.
slaves?
They're not slaves. They're not slaves. They're just really
Unpaid
didn't say
labor
they were, he
interns?
said
Are they
slave
all
labor.
interns?
They're not interns. They're I mean, they are. They're very enthusiastic interns. Okay, they're getting paid in experience right now. I don't know what's wrong with any of you thinking I have slaves.
Can I start?
So
a
when was the
union
last time
on
they
this
leveled
ship?
up?
What was that, Brock?
Can I start a union on this ship?
I mean, yeah, well, I think like you should pick somebody out here to lead the union. Just pick somebody at random.
Pick the
Brock, can I
husband.
get a persuasion check from you if you're going to try to unionize everybody?
There's somewhat counterproductive.
I'm
Ooh.
real bad at that.
Apparently, your
Ugh.
attempts to coerce them are met with some fear, some skepticism, and some uncertainty as to the best outcome of this.
I gave an effort. That's all that counts.
They don't. I told you they don't want to unionize. They are just happy. They, like I said, they work for my dad. Now they've worked for me for a while. They are just happy doing what they're doing. Like, haven't you ever heard of the love of the sea? You know, they're doing it for the love of the sea. This is what they're all meant to do. Except for the red shirts. Those guys are kind of new.
If we're concerned about morality, I wouldn't recommend staying with us for a particularly long time. Just warning you
Duly
now.
noted, I guess.
We did forget to mention that, but well, I'm sure Flynn will tell you the story of Simon someday, and you can decide for yourself. Rest. Anyone care to join?
Yeah, we should probably take a long rest while we're traveling to Cholt, the place our ship is aimed at.
That's
What do
what
you
you do.
what
You
keep
aim a
saying
ship
that?
at it.
Like you didn't know.
It's not a missile. I don't.
I'm not. I'm just, again, this is good leadership. I'm letting everybody on the boat know that we are headed to Cholt, and that is 100% where we've always been headed.
What does this sword do?
You tell me. What do I look like? I'm going to examine the sword. What is it? Investigation?
I mean, sure, yeah, you can
Try to
investigate it.
identify it. By all means.
Yeah, it's a sword. Look, there's the pointy end. This is the handle grabby bit. You know, you poke stuff with it, and there you go. It's a sword.
Have I
Identified.
identified the
I
sword?
identified it. It's a sword.
May I identify the sword?
Sword has almost a black velvety grip to it that is wound, and spaced between is silver filigree braided between the strips of the felt or velvet. It's a very luxurious handle. The handguard is silver and is woven spidery patterns with space between to help keep the hilt light. It comes around to a curved edge, and there is an engraving in the pommel that reads JB. The rapier itself is long and exceptionally narrow, coming to a fine point and a little bit of a curved drop tip to be a little bit more raking in its attack. All in all, it seems to be an expertly crafted piece, perfectly balanced an inch above the hilt, and probably exceptionally valuable. It's not hard to see why he wanted that back so much.
Is it magical? I'm taking the
With,
time to identify it if it is.
with your expert eye, it could perfectly well be magical, or it could be an ornate piece.
Okay, spend time orbing it up, sorting on the orb.
As you
Oh,
spend the
identify.
time to try to identify it,
I do.
you learn that it is a +3 rapier.
Oh my goodness.
Mistakes were made.
And now we fight,
Mistakes
right?
were made.
Indeed.
I've never seen disarming in a game, and this is the most it has ever profited a group I imagine in the history of D&D. And Flynn's not even here. Anybody want a rapier?
What are you talking about? I'm right here.
I could use it.
Oh,
I don't have a weapon.
it's true.
For those
I
who are tuned in, we're only level 4. We just got a +3 rapier that we stole off of a captain of a ship.
Ah, my ass.
Flynn, do you use a rapier? I've never seen you fight.
I don't just use a rapier. When I have a rapier in my hand, I put the pointy bit where it needs to go. Almost every time, I'm like an I'm an artist, and it's my brush. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You
You're
hit your
just
light at
talking
any point.
to you're talking to a whole crew and number of companions who watched you miss with every single attack in this engagement.
Perhaps you need this more than we know.
But did we win?
No.
No, not actually.
But
We
Still has
didn't.
the cloak of
But
invisibility.
did we escape with our lives?
Barely.
Pretty low bar.
That wasn't so much the point as you knew where to put the tip every time.
I mean,
Well,
I know
you
where
and-
it's
I look
supposed
at-
to go.
You and Brock can fight it out amongst yourselves. I don't want a
In
rapier.
the same sense that a virgin does.
Yeah. Filthy things.
Mm.
Might give it to Simon as a birthday present. Is this his birthday anytime?
You don't
Does
want
he have one?
You don't want to do that.
He might turn on you.
Simon won't turn on me. I'm gonna feed him, clothe him. We're gonna try and get him back to his family, maybe eventually. And if that doesn't happen, I'll teach him a trade or something, a skill set.
I thought you were their family.
I mean,
I
I'm
thought
gonna
you
be.
were his family.
No.
Well, at least we can all say this was certainly a milestone in our adventure.
And that's when we all learned that Simon wasn't originally an orphan when Flynn came into his life.
You orphan?
This is too early to be having so much exposition.
And I
Sith will
think
do
you've
us
already
some
taught him
further.
everything you know about sailing, so I think we're done there too. So.
Oh, I could teach him for years. There's so much. Like, here's the thing about sailing. It's like 1% knots, 1% sheet things that hang on the big poles, and then like the other 98% is like leadership.
Okay.
How did you get the job then?
Nepotism.
Do you have any idea what time of day it is, Flynn?
What day it is?
What time of day it is? As a
Uh,
sailor.
Flynn looks directly at the sun. And he like squints and he like looks back down and he goes, "Yeah, it's about it looks like it's about 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock. I can't really. I can only check the time like once every couple hours, and then I see flashes
Lose
for a while.
vision.
Can I survival
Slowly in
check
this
and see
tangential.
incorrect?
Yeah, does anyone have any actual idea
yes,
what time
yes.
it is?
I'm gonna go over to Bramnir and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna kind of talk in his ear. I'm gonna be like, look, man, if you need to know, here's a little trick. If you need to know anything that's going on this boat, talk to the bosun guy. I don't know if that's his real name. That's just what everybody calls him. But bosun always knows what time it is, where we're pointed, when we're gonna get
Oh
there.
wow, he's this neat.
Yeah, he knows
I
what's
think I'm
for
gonna call him
dinner.
the captain of the ship.
More. Someone was suggesting a long rest, and if it's 8 in the morning, that's a little odd. Still a bit early, perhaps. Where am I putting this sword? Flynn?
I'll take it. Give it to me. I am going to take it. I'm going to put it to good use. Do you need it, Brock? Do you need a weapon? I've got another weapon I can give you.
I want the polymorph one. It looks fancy.
You want the polymorph blade? All right, fine. I'll trade him. I'll give him my polymorph blade, and I'll take this pirate rapier or whatever. What's it actually called?
+3 rapier.
+3 rapier.
Do you want
If
to
it
throw that
has
into
a
my
name
weapons and give
for
him the polymorph?
It is
Not
engraved.
really, but I know I have to for you. If it has another name, you do not know it.
Engraved even. Think of something, a reason it has JB on the bottom of it, Flynn.
Yeah.
Or are you going to tell
It's
everyone it's
pretty.
chillaxing?
It's pretty. No, it's pretty obvious what the J. It's just for bitches. You put the pointy end in the bitches.
Would that make you a bitch because you're
Where's
using
the
it?
F?
If I cut
Oh.
myself with it, which probably will happen, yeah.
That's fair. You win this battle.
So just to be clear, Flynn currently has 3 rapiers in his inventory. Each is of rare or better.
Oh my.
And he still can't hit,
Right.
indeed.
And I'm giving him
And
my
he still can't-
polymorph. I'm giving him the polymorph because I think the
Okay,
the +3
And
will
he,
be better for
and he
me.
only has 2. He only has 2 rapiers of rare or better.
How do I
And he
find
still
that
can't hit the
in-
broadside of a bar from the inside.
It's look, man. Okay, they're finesse weapons. All right, you can't always be finessable. Okay, it's just like you can't
Well,
always.
okay. To your point, that opponent was probably a few might steps above our class, even at our current levels. So
We won. He ran, we didn't.
But did you die?
That's a win.
No,
didn't get
you
his
didn't
other
die.
item.
Look at us. We're on our way to Chult.
yes, we
You
are.
keep saying it like that.
Like what?
Yeah.
We are on our way to Choltown, but you're not like
Yes, to
abducting
Chult.
us.
We are pointed at Chult, and we will get to Chult soon.
Okay.
Well, soonish, 2 weeks.
I'm going to bed.
All right, long rest. Long rest it up.
I'm going to, I guess, attune to that sword, right? What, before I rest?
I will remain on first watch.
We're on a boat.
Yeah,
You're on a boat with a crew. You don't.
I mean, not to mention we're just surrounded by water. We're not gonna hit anything. Okay. Have you ever heard of a boat
We're
just
going to
running
get
into
attacked by
something in the middle-
pirates.
Yeah, like come on.
What are the odds of that happening?
We are. I mean, we're not really pirates, but like we're
We
basically.
can't have the same encounter twice on one journey. And we've already had a famous pirate.
Of course not. Our DM's not that evil, is he?
That would
Nah.
be inconceivable.
What is the...
All right. Solu's right. I'll take second watch.
Oh my god. You know a ship's crew has watches both along the deck and in the crow's neck, right? You ever heard of something called Land Ahoy?
No,
I've heard of Chips Ahoy.
tell me more. Oh, is everyone long resting? Oh, lovely.
Yeah, we're long resting.
9 hit. Oh.
Which I fairly well needed because I was kind of needed some of my hit
You're,
points back.
96? Oh, what-
Want to put me back small? Great DM.
Oh, very well. If you ever want to go large, there's actually a shortcut. You can go to the active effects thingy, the palm with the sparkles, and just put the effects of the enlarge reduce spell on yourself, and it will actually blow yourself up.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Don't have
Just need to-
elephant guts all over the boat.
Yep, this is true. It'll be like an episode out of The Boys or something.
Never seen it. So.
You're missing a shocking amount of violence.
Yeah, a lot.
So, are we able to rest up? I would like to play a little lute and flute along the way, just kind of passive.
For purposes of entertaining the crew, telling them a story, or just kind of like practice for yourself.
Entertaining the crew.
Then can I get a performance check for that?
Mm-hmm.
You know any devil went down the chole?
There is a house in Jolt.
I think it's pronounced Cholt.
Well,
Jolt.
you attempt to pull Jolt over 3 syllables. All right, it's not that easy.
Old. There's the
Shut up, Bramney. Nobody asked you.
Fine, I'll just go over here.
I use an action to turn into Bramnir. I shrink down so all my clothes are just hanging off of me, and I just go Jolt.
Uh,
And then I continue to
Fine.
play as Bramnir.
I shrink you.
Oh, now I'm a tiny little bard.
So much better.
I
So-
come to
so
the
you hit
edge
the
of
high
the. It's pitch shifted up an octave, so it's like a chipmunk.
Lay my shield down so you can have a little
Jolt 45 into zigzags. That's all I
That's all
need.
I need.
This is much better, actually.
Smoke that tumbleweed.
Reminds me
As
of a
I
show I
got a
seen once with
dinosaur.
chipmunks.
I cast enlarge and see how that sounds.
Jolt 45 into zigzags.
I love how you
baby,
guys give me
that's all
shit
we
for being a bad
need.
captain, but when you guys have downtime, this is what you do with it. You just shrink and enlarge the bard over and over again.
You don't have any responsibilities on this ship. You do.
Wait, what? I'm supposed to be doing stuff?
Your
Yeah,
intern
you're
seemed
the
to be
captain.
handling everything better than we could.
No, I told you. It's all bosun. That guy's a beast.
Captain?
Assume
He's the
he's an
captain.
intern as well, no? Or
He's working
Is he
on it. He'll
paid?
be captain one day.
He's captain now.
no?
So I finish my song and I look around, enlarged at the crew, and I see what their reaction is.
The crew has, a few at a time, stopped and listened for a while to enjoy it before dispersing again, and you hear some of them mutter, "Finally, a halfway decent bit of entertainment in this hellhole."
I light a torch and wave it up and down.
Not on a ship. Not on a ship.
Says the mage who keeps casting fireball everywhere.
At other ships. At other ships.
I mean, yeah.
I think that's
I'm
fine.
just trying to learn from your example.
An important
Oh, like
distinction,
this.
indeed.
Oh my god. Nothing.
You keep them company and help soothe some less than optimistic spirits as people seem to take heart at this as they sail on towards Cholt. And with Cholt, who knows how far away because no one's navigating or anything.
Helping.
I was joking at that because Flynn doesn't have the faintest idea.
Oh, he has no idea. No. I don't even tell him.
No.
Is you sail on for 2 more days. Off in the distance, you can see storms brewing, not directly ahead, but seeming to be on a collision course for you. Though it's perhaps another 3 or 4 hours away as it starts to come into view. The crew starts to go about making preparations, and they look around at the newcomers and say, "You ever been on the high seas during a storm?"
This is my first time on a boat.
They all kind of give you the oof face, and they say, "I'd recommend getting below somewhere in the middle of the ship and clutching onto a bucket for dear life."
Yeah, I'll be okay. If I have to
like it.
puke, I'll just do it on the captain.
I don't eat. What am I gonna throw up?
Some of your body parts, maybe?
Is that how that works? Maybe I should go to the deck.
You
We
don't
do
need.
need to go below deck.
You don't need to go below deck, okay? Have some wind in your hair, you know? I like to hang out on deck during storms.
Yeah.
I'm going directly below deck after he tells me it's safe to be up top.
Yeah. Smart man.
Bye, Borg.
I said that as I was tying myself to the mast with rope.
Yeah.
Here, let me help you with that.
Goodness, that's not going to go well.
So, would normal storm, magical storm, evil god, sea creature, any experience, Flynn?
Well, you know, like there's a rule of thumb. It's an old sailor saying. It says when God, I can't put my finger on it. My dad used to say it all the time. Anyway, like storms are like you know, they're it's good luck. It's good luck. It's like you know, getting pooped on by a bird or you know, it's a good thing. Don't worry about it. We've been through tons of these storms before.
I thought it was like a woman scorn. Hell have
Although,
no fury.
is anything he's saying true?
As the bosun's starting to shout out commands to make preparations, he walks past Flynn and he says, "Yeah, but from my experience, most of them have been from sheer luck more than anything."
Flynn is very lucky.
I mean, we're here, aren't we? We've you know, we've been through how many storms over the years together, and we've basically made it through every single one, no problem.
None? No storms? Oh, you weren't talking with me. Fair enough.
All right, well, fingers crossed everything will be good, though if any of you have the ear of a god, maybe let a shout out. Certainly could use it. Talos isn't the kindest of gods out here.
Oh, good point, actually. How far away from the storm?
Perhaps 2 hours?
Can I spend a little time praying to my god and asking for divination a question? The question being, if we go into the storm, will the ship likely survive? Something along those lines, I think. Or should we avoid this storm?
What
Perhaps,
is your
or
problem,
Uh,
man? We got this.
using up.
Which god are you beseeching?
I wrote it down. The god of undeath. Miracle.
There's... Which one?
Miracle.
Melkor, okay. Yeah.
That's one.
As you pose that question, the answer comes back. You will survive this storm, though it will help set you on a course of which the fate of many, including my followers, hang in the balance.
Who said that again? I'm sorry.
The god of undeath, Miracle.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he whispered it to me, and I spoke it out loud. So all good. All good. Can continue on.
Corin, I seem to be stuck. I was trying to find one of these doors that would lead me below deck, and I seem to have gotten stuck on a door.
And I'm the idiot.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
So with that answer in hand, as the crew is tightening everything up, what do you have, Brock?
I was gonna say during the long rest, I would have changed my beast soul to swimming.
Okay.
So I don't have a climbing speed anymore, but I can breathe in the water.
Just in case you get tossed overboard.
Yep.
As the heavy clouds draw closer and you can feel the squall setting in, the birds are all fleeing from here, and the skies are darkening and gray. Off in the distance, you can see the cracks of lightning and the faraway booms echoing across the seas. You can feel the tenseness of the crew as it seems to be collectively holding its breath, waiting for this storm to hit. A few of the less experienced crew are turning and looking to Flynn for any last-minute instructions or signs of hope. But on a whole, they seem to be ready for what may come and just waiting to see how this might unfold.
Look, I know you guys are nervous. Okay, I remember when my dad first brought me on board this ship. I didn't know what anything was, and I like kind of look around and I'm gonna have like this little huddle over here with like my crewmates on the ship because all my I'm assuming everybody else is down below.
No, I'm at the front on the deck.
A number are on deck still.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of pull my crew to kind of a little huddle off to the side and say, okay, guys, I need your head in the game on this one. All my friends over there, they've never been on half of them haven't even been on a boat before. They don't know. I'm going to point, I'm going to go, Larry, I need you to climb the foremast, all right? I want you to tie that sail right there, the jib, put that to the boom, and I need you to, and I'm going to look at Bosun, I'm going to say, Bosun, you got to keep the keel true. You got to make sure that figurehead's pointing right true at Chud. I forget where we're going. It's not really important right now. Everybody got to, I want all the hatches battened down, as it were, and I do like air quotes to the crew. I'm gonna say, but just don't let on that you guys know what you're doing. We gotta mess with my friends here. They think they're all gonna fucking die right now, and they don't. I mean, we kind of know what we're doing. We made it this far. So okay, everybody, put your hands in the middle, and great crew on three. 1, 2, 3, crew, break, go, do the things.
In the pep talk, can I give him a bardic inspiration?
Yes, you can.
Oh, so I'm gonna have to actually
And
roll for this. What is this gonna be? Performance
this
Should be a
is performance check, yeah.
with what's your bardic? A D8?
D10.
10?
Oh yeah, D10 at this level. So
Oh my god, that is 2 nat 20s from Flynn when it came to critical moments there.
what's that? A
As
31
you
on
give
performance.
the speech of a lifetime. Those of you listening in, watching him talk to the crew, might think that he's getting ready to land onto the beaches of Normandy right now. As the crew goes from apathetic and distracted to completely on board, every last one of them shouts out, "Great crew!" And they immediately run around acting busy but pensive as they pretend to not know what they're doing. And you all go into the mouth of the lion. As the storm begins to envelop you, the progression is gradual as the waves begin to bob somewhat more aggressively from side to side and front to back at the same time. Not being able to find a balance or a rhythm to the waves, you're all kind of getting knocked about. The wind begins to whoosh around as it hits you in the face before swooping off to the side and comes in a number of directions all at once. Any of the rope or rigging that's not absolutely taut begins to flap wildly, and rope ends are beginning to bat around and threaten to whip anyone in the face who comes near. And the battle with the storm begins after about 20 minutes on the edge of it. As the crew's going about, Flynn, what are you doing right now?
I am eating like a massive meal. Like I've got a plate of like think like a Thanksgiving plate of food, and I'm just sitting there, and as the boat's bucking under my feet. I'm basically not even moving. I'm barely even paying attention to the storm or what anybody on my crew's doing. I'm eating like, mashed potatoes with gravy, and half the crew's just vomiting off the side of the deck, and I'm eating corn on the cob, and I'm eating just a massive meal. Like nobody would ever think about doing that in circumstances like this, but I'll actually move my guy up to the front of the boat, and I'll be standing on the bow of the boat, just enjoying the ride.
As you take hold at the very front of the entire prize, can I get an acrobatics check from you as you try to inspire by showing how little fear you have? Uh-oh! You think that you will be able to show how not terrifying this storm is by standing at the edge of it and holding true, and you almost immediately get bucked off of your footing. And I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you as you slip off of the front and threaten to fall
Thank you,
into the
Alex.
waves.
Another 3? Another
Ooh.
3?
Oh, God!
What is going on? These dice just turned on me so hard.
Oh no!
Everything
overboard.
falls to chaos as the crew goes from ready to face anything to watching their captain slip off of the front of the ship within the first few minutes of turmoil.
I'm
I
gonna dive
imagine
in the
he's
water
got
and get him.
No! If I can see him, I'll just teleport him back. Oh, you.
I
Sure,
just
dude.
on the way down, I go, no, my roll.
Can we see him in the storm?
Bramnir, can I get a perception check from you as he slipped beneath the waves? He may well be in sight, but the chaos, the wind blowing, and the rain is going to make it hard for you to spot him even
I will
mere...
use my 19, giving me a total of 23, 4, something like that.
Your eyes land on him after about 30 seconds as he splashes up momentarily, gasping for air, giving you that split second to cast your magic.
Vortex warp him back onto the ship. I assume you're willing.
Yes, I'm willing.
Okay, I bring him back.
Yes, I agree to the charges. As you get snapped back onto the ship, dripping wet and gasping for air, the entire crew on deck seems shell-shocked at what's just transpired.
Okay, yes. Yeah, that was a mistake. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's how we learn. We learn. What do I always say? We always learn from our mistakes. That was a bit much. I shouldn't have done that. I think the corn on the cob put me off balance. Something. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, see everyone, if you fall in the water, worst comes to worst, I can teleport you out.
No, don't say that. They'll all
Can
jump in the
I-
fucking water. They'll think it's a goddamn pool party. Don't do
Do you
that.
think they're
What are
gonna
you
jump
doing?
in the water? If you want to do that, wait till there's not a storm, and then I'll happily oblige.
Or last guy
I
who dives into the water not knowing that Bramnir just used his last spell slot thinking he's going to be back and safe.
That's literally why I had to hire the red shirts. It's because the last guys, we just had to replace them because that's exactly how they died. They thought they could go swimming when they're in the middle of the storm.
Wait. Did you hire or squandle?
I put a post up at on the bulletin board at the local tavern looking for interns. Okay, yes, no, they're not hired. They're interns.
We are still in the
I-
middle
I-
of a storm, no?
I approach
Yeah.
Flynn just
Very
real quick in
much
the
so.
heat of the storm, and I extend a hand and I just say, "I'm so glad that you were able to make it." And I say, "Put her there."
To me?
Who?
Yes, to Flynn, the captain.
Oh, thank you. And I'm gonna scream down below deck and say, Chef, I need another plate.
Chef calls up. "Oh, I got you, Cap. No worries. How was your dinner rolls?"
Soggy.
Oh, I'll get you some more. But then as Cithro clasps you at the wrist, like in an exciting battle way, you see that your friendship bracelet starts to glow as she casts light on you, like a cat with a little beacon that will follow along with you in case you're in danger again.
Oh my God, this is awesome. Thank you so much. I didn't even
Good
think
idea.
Hey,
I didn't even think these
Well,
friendship
grateful.
bracelets could get cooler.
And safer. Now you've got a safety vest essentially on. But enjoy your dinner. I'm going to continue helping, and I cast Mage Hand and assist different folks as I can see. If they're tilting too far to one side, I'll just give them a little five pound shove to help balance them out, or thrash away a rope that might be headed towards somebody's neck, etc. As we're in this thrill.
Why is there a ring?
Rock
It's
is just
technically
gonna
light.
start. Brock's gonna play lifeguard, so he's gonna walk around, make sure no one falls in.
Yeah, nobody jumping in the water, okay?
Lead by example, Captain. You fail, they're down to do it too.
I was trying to catch my corn as it slid off my plate. Okay, cut me some slack. Just threw me a little bit off balance.
You say, Captain Flynn, what is your favorite color? And I say in like a yelling voice because the thrill of the waves is just the cacophony.
My favorite color is the color of money!
So the
Gold?
light is gold on his wrist.
As the waves are crashing and bobbing, Bramnir, you said this was your first time on a ship, correct?
Correct.
Can I get a Constitution saving throw from you with advantage, given your, shall
Nature.
we say, lack of stomach issues, generally speaking, but it is still rather disorienting for you.
How do I? Is it Alt or Shift or?
It will be left alt for advantage.
Thank goodness.
And let's see, Brock, can I get a perception check from you as you try to play lifeguard up top?
Oh.
All right. After that first little fiasco, which has severely hurt morale, you've started to recover a little bit and get organized as everyone gets situated. And you ride out the next 3 hours of very unpleasant weather, weaving and bobbing before the bosun comes up and shouts out, "Captain! The holes that we had put in earlier, they're leaking! We've got 3 feet of water underneath!"
Well, get the new guys on it. What are we giving them experience for?
Oh no.
I bardically inspire
sir.
Flynn again.
But they're not enough! We need more hands to bail out!
I'm on my way.
Well, I guess I'll go down and I'll help them bail water. I'll be down in a second, guys. God damn it!
No, sir! We need you up front to inspire! I just need a few more hands!
I'm gonna look at the rest of the group and say, "You heard him. I gotta stay here and inspire and lead."
Gilgamesh is on his way down.
Oh, that wasn't supposed to be the roll, but just to cast Bardic Inspiration on Flynn.
I get 79 points of Bardic Inspiration.
I think she did 2 damage to you.
He did.
What?
Sometimes the truth hurts.
There you go.
The way that I
Yeah.
say,
Bardic
Flynn,
inspiration
you are
to the
doing
face.
you are doing an excellent job. It's sarcastic, but it's also inspiring.
Did you cast cutting words instead of bardic inspiration?
You'll
Vicious
want to
mockery.
use the convenient effects folder to give Bardic under the class features, as opposed to clicking it from your sheet. Because yes, the one from your sheet does not work properly.
Yeah, the language says Bardic, but the damage says cutting
Says
words.
not.
Oh.
Yeah.
So could I fashion up a barrel with some rope so I can start pulling the water out of these parts right here?
Yes, you could. Can I get athletics checks from Brock and Gilgamesh as you try to bail water? As you can see, it is indeed about 3 feet of water in the hold.
Oh, not bad.
All right. Gilgamesh is bailing at a rapid pace while Brock is much more slowly but in much larger quantities hauling water out from the top. And you have the next 2 hours of this ahead of you as you try to reduce the strain as the rest of the crew gets them through the storm, finally breaking free of the turbulence after about 5 hours and late into the night as everyone is finding themselves quite exhausted.
Housekeeping matter. I apologize. Where is the convenient effects?
On the left-hand toolbar, it's the outstretched palm on the left-hand toolbar.
Oh, Oh, let me share a quick screenshot with you. It may not be here. But don't let this delay. This is just a housekeeping.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I don't have all those.
You have way more than I do.
Well, yeah, obvious. Oh, it did indeed revert.
But yeah.
Well, if you're just tuning in, we're doing a quick refresh, and we are in the thick of a storm at the moment. Our captain had gone overboard, but then was quickly vortex warped back on board, and we had just had an encounter with a vicious Yarlaxle, captain of another ship, who was quite disappointed when we took his little toy. I mean, his sword. Don't make it weird.
His +3 rapier,
I
and he
want
would
mine.
resent it being called a little toy.
I think
Well,
it's,
Our captain.
I think
it's
it's
Flynn's
just
little toy now.
It's perfectly average size, guys. All right, not little
How
by
did
any
this get
standard.
weird?
To who? Because it's not average to the other thing.
How did this get weird?
Well, if you're ready for it to be weirder,
Nope.
the rapier does have a little bit of a curve to it.
Okay.
To the left.
Curve.
It curves slightly to the left.
To the left, to the left.
I thought they all.
All right, you should have access to convenient effects now, which is a very helpful tool.
I do. How quick was that? So there was a major thing that would improve our gameplay, and you did a quick reset, and bam, I see it.
Are we
So
shilling?
cool.
Very much so.
Oh, I didn't
Thank you
realize
to
we
the
were
wonderful
sponsored
people who
already.
built MIDI QOL, Defred's convenient effects, and the wonderful maps provided by Dynamic Dungeons. Thank you so much. You've made my life easier. Back to the game. As you are emerging from the storm with nothing more than a light spattering of rain, slight angle, it is time for you to take stock of the damage that has been wrought, not just to the ship itself, but to your positioning. It is the middle of the night, and after another hour or so, the stars are starting to come out, which might present an opportunity for attempting to navigate and establish your position once more. Bramnir, I believe you were the expert on that.
No,
No.
I had some good inspiration. Was hoping to use that. Is it a new day? Did you say?
Still
Or
middle of the night.
still into the night? Anyone
No
Gilgamesh
time for a
survival?
long rest yet.
I used my
Gilgamesh
good roll.
has a ability that allows him to always know which way north, I believe north is, and also gives him ability on survival checks when navigating, if that helps.
Yes, I will help you if you. Well, if you already have an advantage, I don't need to. But by all means.
Now, is the navigating one only in your favorite terrain or anywhere?
Let's see.
Anywhere.
I think it's
Anywhere
anywhere.
as
It's
well.
it's Labyrinthine Recall is the ability. It says you always know which direction is north, and you have advantage on any survival check to make a navigation or track.
Cool. Then you
Yeah.
can go ahead and do that with advantage, Gilgamesh, as you try to reestablish your location in relation to Chult.
Right. Well,
Still exceptionally mediocre, unfortunately.
yeah, it really is. So, gonna
As you try to take stock with orientation of north and the stars, you feel confident you're headed the right way, though you may well be approaching from a different angle than you anticipated. But only time will tell now. As the crew starts to make their way below in shifts, exhausted after the battle with the storm, you are all left free to try and recuperate on your own, as it seems there's no little need for you now.
You guys did great with that water under the deck. Have you guys ever thought about sailing professionally?
No.
No.
I mean, if you guys are looking for experience, there's probably a place on my crew here for you guys.
I do
I
not
get
do
paid in
slave
gold.
labor. I only take paying jobs. Thank you very much.
I mean, slave labor is really a perspective. It's like a frame of mind, man. You know, you're gaining experience.
No.
I don't really want to go and do it. I'll have one of my guys come in
Um,
and talk to you later about it.
If you're not paying me in spendable currency, I will decline.
Flynn, as somebody who has travelled quite extensively, I might advise that you don't ever say what you just said ever again.
Yeah. No. I see what I did there. That was, that's not good.
Flynn, is she threatening you?
I shoot a quick look at Bramnir like, Wah! No.
Do we need to deal with her, Flynn, is all I'm saying.
No. She's 100. I mean, when you're right, you're right. Like, part of leadership is also knowing when to accept advice, and you know, that's a big part of it. And you're not going to know everything, so you gotta learn from what other people tell you, right?
Deal with who?
Did you have it?
As I'm standing over Brimnir.
Oh, I think, I couldn't tell if Cithra was threatening to kill Flynn or not. I'm not very good at reading people.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I like
Technically.
give Cithrol a look.
I mean,
Technically, no. Technically, Bramnir was threatening you. If anything, I mean, I don't see that there was a
Flynn.
threat.
that's what
If I
I
wanted
heard.
to kill Flynn, I'd simply kill Flynn. It's hardly difficult. He
See?
jumped
Use an
over the
action.
board of the ship. I could have just sunk him further.
No, I mean he's not wrong. Chances are I'll end up killing myself before any of you get to me.
Is not
I
saving
didn't-
him the same as killing him?
Again, I think that's just
Oh,
a matter of
that's-
perspective. Yeah, it's
That's a good question
we
for the
can think
books.
about
I
that.
use an
Tomato,
action
tomato.
to shape change back from Bramnir into Cithril. You all forgot, didn't you?
You son of a bitch!
See, I said it was technically Bramnir that threatened you. I mean, if there was a threat, that was.
Haha, I can't even see. I just see you as normal. It's very confusing. But should Jolt?
Jolt.
Yes, how do the skies look, Flynn? What do we
It
do?
looks a lot like a sky. Is there anything in particular you want to know?
Is the sun still there?
Are we on course? ETA?
I kind of
You are
side-eye the
on
bull.
course, though not
If-
knowing ETA.
Yeah, see, we're all good.
We make a bet.
Oh, I love bets.
Oh, yes.
I think Flynn will die within a week of getting on Jolt.
What the hell?
Cithril
I-
bursts out
I
laughing.
secretly shake your hand. I'm like, deal.
How much you want to bet here?
A gentleman
100
bet?
gold.
A slot bet?
And by the way, like, why is it always this bet? Why every time somebody's like, "Hey, want to make a bet?" Is it always you're gonna die in the next week?
I mean, you
You're
can
the
bet on
hot
me
odds,
if you
but
prefer. I am literally rotting by the day. Or what? Do you have a better bet?
No, I always
Uh,
win this bet. I mean, I'm still here. It's not like I've ever lost this bet. I'm just saying, like, you know, different stakes might be fun every once in a while. But yeah, okay. And I
Okay. I
shake
think
your hand.
Flynn will be eaten by a dinosaur within a week of landing on there.
Okay, that is
I'm gonna
oddly specific.
more
That is
specific.
borderline a threat. Like, do you? Like, that is very
It's
specific.
a secret wish to the GM. My God.
Yeah, yeah. Little
To bring in a
foreshadowing.
large
I would say,
dinosaur to eat Flynn.
I've
I think it'd
seen
be a
that
fitting way to
before.
go. I'm not sure exactly how it
Not
works
recently,
metaphorically, but that's what Chithrill's here for, I'm sure. Good poem about it.
I've
You're
never
writing a poem about Flynn being eaten by dinosaurs? That might sound
I'd listen to it. I think it'd be a hit.
No.
Cicero needs to write that as a bard. I think
Alright,
you need to write that down.
We have to bet how we think Flynn will die. It's given he will die.
Right, that is a given.
And the closest to his how he dies. perhaps.
I call dibs on self-inflicted.
I'm leaning
Stabbed with his
towards
own
he's.
rapier.
I'm leaning towards I'm going to kill him myself.
Oh, yes, I don't.
Yeah.
I will
I'm
take
gonna.
commissions on the final
I'm a little
result.
concerned that we're very rapidly approaching. All of us have a week to kill Flynn.
Oh, now there's an interesting.
I'm gonna
There's an
whisper to Cicero, like, you shouldn't shift into him. It seems dangerous.
Hmm. Oh, hey, but Brock, I say quietly so no one can overhear, or I attempt to at least, and say, Brock, what if we do and we fake his death? Like, we
Ooh.
send him out on a little day trip, and then I take a quick dramatic fall, and then they all see him dead, and then
And we split the profit? I'm down.
Flynn, how do you think you're going to die?
You
Deep
know,
in a dungeon?
I've never really thought about it, actually, to tell you the truth. I mean, if I had to take a guess, yeah, I'd say probably somewhere on the 4th level of a dungeon that's being controlled by a mad mage. I sense darkness, lots of it. Can't escape. Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd say the fourth or 5th level of a dungeon that was built by a mad mage in order to enslave anybody that comes in there.
If you do die, who do you want your stuff going to?
We'll give it to the crew. He says he'd like to go to charity, right?
I mean,
I thought he has a
I gotta be
son.
honest. I don't really want it to go to the crew. Yeah. Give it to that new guy. What's his name? Solomon or
Cicero.
Simone.
Solomon.
Simon.
Oh,
Simon.
Bramnir.
Give it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Simon.
give it
You
over
don't
to
I hear
Simon.
Bramnir. Give it to
It's
Bramnir.
interesting that he's afraid of dying to a mage that's enslaving people when he's a pirate captain enslaving people.
I'm not enslaving anybody. They're getting experience for that. Jeez, come on.
Not how whether Gilgamesh is appropriately anti-slavery or overly anti-slavery, but I'm sensing something here.
God, you have such a loose definition of slavery, man. How do you even get along with people? You're just wandering around. Yeah, the barmaid, she's enslaved because she's making below average economic wages for her area, and this paladin's enslaved because he can't do anything outside of whatever his god and religion wants him to do. Yeah, everybody's enslaved in some way or another, man. Newsflash, okay?
We triggered the captain.
Size, audibly.
I find him oddly convincing.
I do too.
I am now pro-slavery. Thank you, Flynn. I've been cured.
That's all I want to do is just spread awareness.
Hold on. Let's not say pro-slavery. Pro internships, okay?
It's internships. They're gaining experience from. I mean, look at last week.
Living gains experience.
They never had to fish me out of the water after falling overboard in the middle of a storm. That's new. They learned how to do that. Now they know how to do that from watching you guys. So they're.
I clear my
use their
throat
cosmically
loudly.
magical powers.
I clear my throat quite loudly. I put my finger in my mouth and hold it up to the air, and I say, judging at like catching the direction of the wind, and then I say, everyone, this seems like a very dangerous stream. Do you all hear what I'm saying?
We're not on
Listen.
an ocean.
I look around after I say that for a brief, stern pause, and I say and I look at the crew who have probably overheard us talking about the death of their captain and betting on his death. What is the general morale?
What do you mean? They added in on it.
They seem fine.
Bookkeeper now.
They genuinely are getting in on the bets, and they're like, "So what is this, like a tontine or a death pool?"
Death pool.
I don't know what they are. The second one.
All right, guys. I look at my crew. I'm like, okay, fine. Death pool, bring it out. And they end up carrying this big wooden board out of like a special container that they have on the deck, and they hook it up to the main mast, and there's already a hook waiting in the main mast specifically for this board, and it says like Flynn at the top, Flynn's death pool, and it's got a bunch of different ways, empty spots for him to for me to die, and the bosun will whip out his chalk and start chalking up the board, taking odds from everybody. and I'll look at the
First
members of my group,
98.
and I'll say, you guys didn't think that this is the first time this has ever happened. Like I said, everybody's always betting about how I'm going to die. So there you go. Then if we're going to do this, do it right. So everybody here in the group, you guys all get to pick away that I'm going to die. And then my selection of dying in a dungeon on the 4th or 5th floor that's being controlled, it's already on the board because that's what I always pick. But you guys can all pick how you guys think I'm going to die.
Dinosaur.
Okay, put it
Poison.
up. Put it up. Dinosaur, poison, anybody? Wait a second. Poison again, it seems oddly specific.
Self-inflicted, wasn't it? Or
Yeah, self-inflicted
you all-
poison.
You also
stab
see
yourself
that
with a poison blade.
you also see that mutiny has been added to the chart.
well, the
Oh.
Did my union take hold on some people? Anyway, Cicero, I knew a
And
shape
in
changer
parentheses-
back
In parentheses, it says keelhauled.
Oh, I don't even know if Flynn knows what that means. I say in the game. Dinosaur. So I'm gonna draw this up and make an actual board. And if you have odds actually worked out with the crew, I'll do up a little mock.
Can I do this as a player? Try and predict how Flynn will die. To any benefit?
We
Oh,
put
you
it on
want
the
to do
back of my shield.
IRL bet?
I kind of just think he will die to a dinosaur, but I don't know why.
You
Just-
vortex warp him in a dinosaur's mouth just so you win.
I will. I just because I keep seeing the dinosaur on his image, and he's not in the chair, so I think it's a sign.
It
Oh,
could
grab
be.
near.
A spoiler. Yeah.
Yes, Brock, what were you saying just a moment ago?
Well, I knew a shapeshifter in the circus, and she said you're all rare, but I didn't think I'd see another one.
Yes, you must have travelled long and far to find a second. But Waterdeep is quite a large place and a crossroads for many to find the unexpected. And I'm glad that we've crossed paths. The other shapeshifter, do you know what they went by for the most part?
She said her real name was Sora, but she went by Abigail.
You'll forgive me, it's been many an ages since I have crossed paths myself with one, but we tend to not congregate. That is why you only find one of us at a single time, mostly. I will look into my records and my own notes to see if I know an Abigail or a Sora.
She had a temper problem, but she did teach me how to grow a tail.
I'm sorry, a toe?
A tail. Spiky.
Oh.
Looks kind of dangerous.
I look to see what your tail is doing as you are describing.
I'm gonna just burn a rage just so you can see my very scary tail.
Does it what does it look like? What's the difference between a tail that, attached to something that is not raging and somebody who's raging?
Well, I'm a beast barbarian, so when I rage, I get a spiky tail I can use to attack. So it's kind of like the alien tail. She can shoot through people and whip around.
As you do that, Cithro's eyes raise up like a, impressive, Brock, and I tap you on the side of the shoulder. I shapeshift into Cithril, but all 4 of her limbs are that tail.
That's kind of scary.
I walk across the deck.
Oh, is he gonna die of throwing up on himself?
Flynn,
This
I
will
thought
be a
that
fun
was
game.
a wonderful job. You did a great job. And I wave with the arm.
That is so
I think this
weird.
is going to be an excellent team. And then I shapeshift back into Cithril.
For some reason, I just got the image of the pirate.
As you're all going about this, the clouds are starting to fade off and reveals off in the distance the edge of land as the lookout on the crow's nest lets out the call and rings a small bell to alert everybody.
We're nearly there.
No. That's the lemonade bell. I think they're serving. They're gonna bring up some lemonade for the crew and everybody now.
Chef,
fuck.
Chef, actually does ring a bell. It's just coincidence. There is lemonade down below.
Is there strawberry lemonade? It's my favorite.
Yeah, we're not fucking heathens, man. We're just sailors.
Get your vitamin C. No scurvy over here.
As land comes into view, let's see. Either Bramnir or Gilgamesh could make another attempt to establish where you're approaching from and make sense of where on the island you're headed to.
Ooh,
You want to try this time?
I forgot to do this actually. I think so. 1 moment. Is anyone actually? Yeah, I'll try. And I'll use the 13. So I roll a 13. Is that any good?
Let me go ahead and move you over into view of your map. As you consult the map of Chult that you've been given, that you were told was of some import, you're not certain, but you feel like you are over here.
Whereabouts?
Seems like it might be.
As the call that land was in sight rings out, emerging from below deck where she's been resting this whole time, appears Sindra Sylvain.
You're still here?
What happened
yeah.
to you in our fight?
She accompanied you.
Whereabouts on the map, Cholt, are we? I didn't see your mark.
Right
we
below
believe...
the compass.
Yes, right at
Oh, by the
the
compass? I gotcha, okay.
southwest. Yes.
Have you any notion where we are? She says as she looks quite beleaguered and weak.
If I'm not wildly mistaken, I think we are approaching the wild coast, perhaps near Shilku Bay? Shilluk Bay, something?
Hilku?
That one?
We should make our way over to Port Nyanzaru.
Yeah. Do what the lady says.
As you bring it about, can I get a survival check for navigating? Perhaps from Gilgamesh now?
Yep.
As you start to navigate the coastline, you consult the map, looking for any signs of sandbars or reefs or anything that might pose a problem. But over the course of a few hours, you start to make your way around, and you can tell that it'll be a few hours more to go by sailing. As every hex is 10 miles, you are put, in fact, days off course, you finally realize.
Well, we made it. That's what matters, right?
You certainly made it harder for yourself after the storm knocked you off course. You've basically been headed in more or less the right direction, but from the wrong angle, which meant over the past few days of sailing, you've been making your way more and more south. Just off a bit. But finally, you're starting to come into view of the protrusion of land that marks the protection for the Bay of Chult, leading to Port Nyanzaru. Off in the distance, you can hear a bell ringing out across the bay, supposedly alerting anyone on watch that a boat is in view. As you start making your way into the bay, the water grows even more calm, and you can see a thick, dense jungle before you. You can see the haze of the humidity building up around the region, with mountains rising off in the distance. And there are several other trading vessels of various sizes also harbored here at the same time. Sindra is now remaining up on deck with you as you approach, and she says, "Welcome to Chult. Port Nyanzaru is going to be a fierce and vicious place. Though it has its own attraction. It's been rather sheltered from the rest of the world, little more than a trading post. The people here have made their own sort of community. Best to keep watch over each other, not give offense to anyone else, and perhaps keep things close to your chest, including that there map that you have."
Good idea. Flynn, should we put it in the bag?
Yeah. Definitely. Let's put the map in the bag.
As you draw close, you are now in full view of Port Nyanzaru, and the crew is getting ready to land, essentially, as they're pulling in the rigging and slowing down and even putting out some oars. The bosun comes up and says, "Captain, the crew is wanting to know if they'll be permitted to dock as well, or if you're going to be expecting them to remain aboard."
I mean, they can go hit up the port, see if they've got some outlet shops or, like a bar or whatever, like maybe some nice beaches. Do whatever you guys want, man.
Do they have money?
Of course they have money. I don't pay them, but they get stuff, I'll give them money if there's like an ice cream stand or something that they all want to get a cone at. Here, I'll reach into my bag and I'll give the bosun 100 gold. And I'll say, here, man, yeah, you know the drill. Take them out, get them some ice cream, some pizza, whatever. Let them play on the beach for a little bit, and then bring them back. Just don't let them get sunburned.
Have you any notion how long you intend to stay here, sir?
I like look at the rest of the group. What do you guys think?
I suspect weeks, if not months.
Yeah, if we don't get eaten by dinosaurs. But yeah. Weeks, maybe months. So there you go. Just standard drill for the ports. Make sure the boys aren't
The
bringing the
crew will be
girls back
wanting
on
to
the
take
board.
some extra. The crew will be wanting to take some extra jobs ashore, then, sir. They've not the money nor food to last that long.
Yeah, do what you guys gotta do to run a card game. Get a little like whatever a little B&E like whatever you guys want to need to do to survive.
Commit some crime.
Yeah, just some small crimes like don't be bragging about it, but just nothing crazy.
Did you just tell your crew to practice petty crimes?
They are pirates.
They don't need
Not
practice.
practice,
They're actually
do them.
pretty good at it. Okay.
Okay, yes.
Are we talking with just the crew right now, or are we talking with the port master? Or the dock master, or whatever?
Crew, you haven't quite landed to port yet. You're rolling in right now.
Say, Flynn, I lean over. Might I bend your ear for just a second?
Yeah, go for it. Open door
Should
policy
we
on board.
Well, then perhaps I can say it aloud. Should we come into contact with the, I don't know, dock master, or whoever's in control of the docks, for which your ship may need to stay at for quite some time, or maybe it will be out in the Bay of Chult, docked there. However, should we need to pay a dock fee, I think you should let me do the negotiations. Yes.
I mean, usually I leave that up to the bosun because he kind of handles the ship when I just kind of get off and on, kind of like a cruise
Right.
ship. But yeah. I mean, if you want to go talk to the person in charge of the dock, we can let's go. Let's do it.
Well, I didn't mean to overstep. I actually hadn't known the procedure, so I will follow your procedure, of course, as the competent captain that you are.
Seems like the procedure is less work for him is what he wants.
It's called delegation. Dude, how many times do I gotta explain? They're here for experience, okay? How are they gonna get the experience unless they do the job? I know how to do all this stuff. My dad made me do all this stuff. That's why I let them do all this stuff, because that way they learn. If I did everything
Okay.
for them, what am I? Well, I can't pay them in experience now, can I? Because I'm doing everything. How are they gonna learn?
Ooh, the dock it is.
Yeah, let's go to the dock. They've got this.
As you're rolling in, it is fast approaching nighttime, and you are approaching the harbor just about a half hour after the sun has set. As the ship pulls alongside this old, creaking harbor of wood and stone with algae growing all over it, there is a small lighthouse situated with the light slowly circling about to help mark the arrival. As you pull alongside, you can see several men waiting with ropes outstretched to cast over to your ship, and they call out, "Hail and welcome to Port Nyanzaru," and toss the ropes over to your crew, who quickly get to work and pull alongside this ship. Alongside the harbor, excuse me.
Can I do a perception check to make sure that that black ship's not in the port?
You can indeed do that check.
Nope.
There's no sign of it, though there are 3 other ships harbored in the vicinity of you right now, though it doesn't seem as though any of them are that ship.
I'd like to keep an eye out if I noticed any.
Absolutely. With a grind and a bump, the ship comes to a stop, and the entire prize has a gangway rolled out to the harbor as you get over, and you can see one official waiting for you there, who's looking you over and says, "Welcome to Port Nyanzaru. How long do you intend to remain here?"
Month, right,
Long
Captain?
enough to cure the curse?
I mean, if it was up to you guys, I'd probably be here about a week till just after I get eaten by a dinosaur. But I mean,
Well, the rest of us will
let's
continue
call it a
on.
month,
Yeah.
maybe 2.
I see. We'll put you in for indefinite stay then. I will be needing the name of the ship, the owner, and an upfront payment for slippage.
The name of the ship is the entire prize. I am the owner slash operator. But I like to think of myself as really a friend, you know, like I'm like a friend to the people. Anyway, how much do you need for the slippage?
We'll be needing 10 gold up front, and then we can settle the rest of the debts when you come to collect your ship.
What do you mean by the rest of the debts?
That will be dependent on how long you're here, of course.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this is like a room service thing. My guys are gonna go wild. Yeah, here you go. Here's 10 gold. Here, you know what? Here's another extra 10 gold just to kind of like, you know, if they need anything from like a mini, if you got like a mini bar somewhere here, like just you know, there's an extra 10 gold for the guys. Then I'll pay whatever the balance
And
is when I get
repairs,
back.
right?
Oh yeah. Repair. Do you guys have repair services? 'Cause we're gonna probably need to repair the boat.
He kind of leans over past you and gives the ship a once over. "Yes, I dare say you will. I can arrange for some workers to come and begin repairs, but It's a considerable amount of damage you've sustained.
Well, I mean, my
I've-
guys can repair it quite pretty well. I don't need your workers. We probably just need supplies. Like they probably, my guys are really like. I mean, look at it. It's a quality ship, man. It's kind of like a family heirloom. They know exactly how to fix it. I don't know how I feel about other guys working on the boat, but what do you think? Like for supplies, for the men to fix the ship.
You see him do some quick mental math, and he says, perhaps 50 gold in repairs if your men are doing all the labor.
50 gold, 50 gold. Yeah, that sounds about right. I got
That's
a
an
little.
outrage.
What'd you say, Bramnir?
It's an outrage. Work it down a bit.
Oh,
Use your magic. Use your
okay.
panache.
Yeah. Maybe we could come to some kind of like a agreement here. Like maybe give me a little discount because actually, you know what? I think Flynn has. It's not on my features or anything, but he should be folk hero. So like people are just automatically supposed to know about the ship and Flynn himself. Uh, so is there any way I can use that to my advantage? Maybe this guy recognizes my boat and me and will cut us some kind of deal because of that? Perhaps? Do you want a persuasion roll or something like that?
Sure, go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Do not fuck me, dice. 24?
Tell you what, I'll speak with some of my men, and we might be able to get you the materials you need for 35.
I look at Bramnir, and Bramnir's giving me 2 thumbs up. So I go, yeah. 35 sounds great. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
As Syndra comes down and she looks about, she kind of gives a sniff and says, "Ah, I've not missed this place.
Harsh.
Shall we perhaps find somewhere to rest? I have a friend here, one of the merchant princes. I'll be staying with him, but you all will need to find your own accommodations.
Yeah,
Might I recommend the Thundering Lizard?
that place sounds
Oh.
freaking awesome.
Is there anywhere called the
That
Hungry
does sound
Dinosaur?
kind of good.
You'll
Sounds like
find it over by the Red Bazaar.
All right, so yeah, okay. Then
I know that is either. That's,
I'll give the gold to the worker that requested it, and we will head on our way, I guess. Maybe we'll find
Yeah.
the
I'm
Red
gonna-
Bazaar.
Where's the Red Bazaar?
She's slowly walking off, and she just kind of calls out, "Ask someone!"
I'm asking you.
She continues hobbling away.
Donut? Ugh.
Vortex, warp her back. Teach her a lesson.
She is
She's
paying
an
us a
old
magical
and
item.
dying woman, and you're gonna make her like just keep rehashing the same walk.
That sucks.
You just tell
I'm
us
gonna-
where
I'm-
to... Dock person,
Manager,
worker,
dock
menial labourer, where is the Red Bazaar?
You just continue on the direction she is taking. You'll take your first left, and then you'll head straight on until you see a number of tents and canvases all in red.
Thank you very kindly.
Is it bizarre?
It's less bizarre than other things you'll see here.
Fair enough.
I get
Anyways,
that. That's
Doc.
a good
Dock manager, can I speak to you in private for a minute?
I
one. Are you going to tell
suppose.
him about the slaves?
I'm gonna tell him what the ship that the Draxel,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna ask him. It's like, have you seen this ship?
As you describe it, he's kind of scratching at his chin there. That does sound familiar. I believe it has come through here on more than one occasion, yes.
So I'm gonna look him and I'm gonna say, how about for 100 gold, if it comes in here and he needs repairs, you sink it.
We've not the resources to sink a ship like that, even if I was crazy enough to try it.
1,000 gold?
He looks at you and he says, any amount of gold will not change my capabilities of sinking such a ship.
I understand, but you don't understand how damaged it is. It'll be crawling.
Is the crew crawling as well?
There's not many left. They attacked us. I'm here to set a message. You don't mess with Captain Flynn. And make sure
Kind
you
of
say that at the
scratches
tank.
his chin and he looks around and he goes, how much are you prepared to offer?
If it's in the bottom of the sea and you have proof of it, 1,000 gold.
He looks off to the side and without looking at you, he says, 1,500.
What are the things called at the tip of the ship that like tells you what it is? Some of them are
The
like it's like a
the
big
prow?
ornate thing at the end of it.
The mermaid.
Some of them have like
I think.
mermaids.
It's
or
called a
something like
figurehead.
Thank you.
that. There you go.
Just because Flynn doesn't
Agreed.
know how to sail doesn't mean I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at him and be like, agreed, but 2,000 gold if you get the figurehead and mount it on the Enterprise.
You have a deal.
And I'm gonna, as I come back after this conversation, I'm gonna whisper to Sidril, I'm gonna put a bet on Captain Draxel hunting him down and killing him.
On Flynn. Yes.
Draxel
Flynn
hunting
will
down
be
Flynn
killed
and
by
killing him.
Jiraxo.
I will add that to the board. Yes. What would we call that? Assassination.
Yeah. Or duel, anything where Draxel is the one who kills him.
I think you should get extra points for such specificity with the assassination.
Yes.
If
and
it plays
what is
out
your
that
bet?
way, yeah.
Do you have a specific bet as to what you're putting on the board for that?
I would say 2,000 gold. That's what it costs. I mean, that's what it
Ooh.
You know, Brock, I can actually send messages to Jiraxel, so if you want to split the profits, I can probably help guide Jiraxel to Flynn.
I'm gonna look at him and wink and just shake my head. No, like I agree, but no.
I gotcha!
Sithra looks between this conversation and considers whether or not she's picking up on, or if she's stepping with her.
You can
on
join in
smaller-
if you'd like. We can all work together to get Flynn killed by Jiraxel.
Oh, got it. Yes. Why don't we do that? Well, I'll keep tabs on the board. Yes, and I would like a 10% take on any transactions occurring from these bets.
Why?
Play the game.
Okay.
Wow.
No. The bosun's doing it, isn't he? He had a board and everything.
He did have a board.
That's a separate death pool. We have our own.
How many death pools do we have for this one man?
He's an
Fair
asshole
enough.
a lot.
I've been with him a long time, longer than all of you, so I fully understand.
They seem very convinced he's going to die, so they're trying to get more than one bet in on the same outcome.
Now,
Well,
So, like,
whatever it is.
resurrection
why
doesn't
don't-
work, so he's gone for good. I was going to say, how does that involve? But okay.
Why don't
So does
you
Simon
will-
get the boat once this is all done?
Yes, Simon inherits everything.
Did he get the slaves?
unless Draxel gets it because it has his figurehead on it.
Brock is my new hero.
we come back? This isn't my ship. Well, Cithril engages with with Brock and Bramnir here in this conversation and realizing what they're offering, and I say, yes, I would like to get in on it, and I would like to know whatever I may do to assist with this, whether it be impersonate Flynn or perhaps.
If you could also cast Sending, then we can just keep bombarding Jiraxel with his location once or twice a day.
Get him to come here so they
My God.
destroy his boat.
That is.
I'll keep
that's
sending him
something
images of the sword that Flynn is now using.
Oh, that is brilliant.
And I'm all about the engraving and its slight bending to the left.
Wait, we bent his precious sword? He's gonna be even more pissed.
Yes, engraved.
Oh no, I think it was designed that way.
It had
Say-
just a little bit of a curve to it.
Bramnir, can you alter images that you send?
I don't think I
Is
can actually send images, but GM allows. No, never mind. I'll describe it. Very flowery.
I was going to say perhaps you could describe the sword being used to cut a very thick piece of bone, and then describe it to him as though it is being used to chop firewood. You see what I'm saying? A complete
Yes, I do. He
insult
uses it
to the
to
viewer.
wipe himself, yes.
Oh gods,
To
yes,
pick his
yes.
teeth. He was picking his teeth with it earlier.
He's
Oh,
cleaning out the freaking bathroom stall with it. A shelf.
all he
He's
does is
calling
talk
it-
about how much of a bitch that Jiraxel fellow was. And
He's
now if he ever
renamed the
sees him
sword
again, he'll
Shannon.
kill him with one hit. With his own sword. Ha! Beautiful.
How does
We
Flynn
could also
feel about
consider
us?
keeping Flynn alive. He might have some legitimate value. I haven't seen it in a fight yet, but I'm sure it's there.
He is mayor. Maybe they'll pay his ransom.
If we're lucky, they have nothing. We stole everything.
Just out of character. What the fuck, guys?
Oh man, you know what? But with all of our interest kind of vested in different places, if you die in any other way that doesn't fall in line, we're gonna try to keep you alive because
Oh, so I should only worry when there's a dinosaur with a poison
or
sword.
Jiraxel.
or Drax.
Or Jiraxel. Okay, good to know. Just like the main things that are going to try and kill me on this island.
I wouldn't say me, but Jiraxel's definitely going to have a thing well for you now.
Have we found this inn yet?
You have made your way over, yes, during this whole grim conversation, as you
joking.
find. Sorry?
Perfectly jovial conversation. Grim?
I've had a lot of fun.
Very fun. This is the most team bonding I feel close to these people than the people we defeated Stride with, whatever their names are.
Bond more with hate than you do with love any day of the week.
But how are
Hot
friendships
take, but
made,
okay.
if not death pools? I'd like to see any example of a friendship without at least one death pool involved.
I would attempt to curry us towards a inn and take stock of the people that we see as we pass. What is the general atmosphere of this place we have landed in?
It is nighttime, so it's a little scarce on people milling about through here. But as you make your way first through the harbor with the familiar sounds of creaking ropes, the lapping of waves against the stone, and heavy barrels all through here, you do hear mingle of voices shouting and cursing as sailors who are working through the night seem to be in ill humors about it. Even in the nighttime, you can tell that Port Nyanzaru is bursting with color as every opportunity to add a splash has been used with brilliant, bright berry reds, sun blazing yellows, greens and blues, purples are all scattered through here in a number of tones, from doors to the fronts of walls to roofs, tents and canvases and awnings. You can only imagine how brilliant and spectacular it'll be in the daytime. Every single building sports baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers in the front and in front of windows. and it is most certainly swelteringly hot, even in nighttime as you make your way through. Following the streets, they're well maintained, though there is a perpetual bursting of grass and weeds that seems to grow through every cobblestone and crack possible as you make your way down. Off in the distance, you can see a huge central area that appears to be the Red Bazaar. And just off to the left of it, before making it there, you can see some lights pouring forth from windows, with raucous laughter and music pouring forth from what appears to be an inn and tavern. There is a wooden sign swinging back and forth, cut in the shape of a lizard, and it seems to be the place you are looking for.
Hey, I wonder if they do Battle of the Bards. Think you can win, Central?
Without a doubt. Absolutely and unequivocally. Maybe
Oh, Flynn's pretty good.
unequivocally. Oh, Flynn, you play an instrument?
Nope, not at all.
Sings beautifully.
Do you really? Do you know the ballad of Thorntail? Depends on the region.
Nope.
Flynn, why are you
As
being
you
bashful?
push the door creaking open, you hear music that is rather foreign to your ears. It has both instruments and melody that you are not accustomed to, as everything is slightly off from your own experiences. Thithril in particular, you can notice different usage of timing and melody in here than anything you've heard in your time in the Sword Coast. As the door creaks and you step inside, you can see a number of heads turn and look at you. Weighing you up and down, you can see mostly figures of a much more tanned and darkened complexion, taking stock of you and your own appearances. There's a couple of humanoids of bird-like appearance with exotic colors, similar to the Aarakocra you may have experienced in your own times, but with plumage both red and green and blue, with undertones of yellow, quite different from any that you've encountered as well.
Pretty
One,
birdies.
it lets out a little bit of an annoyed squawk at that comment. One big man stands behind the bar, bald and gleaming in head as he seems to oil it profusely. Gives you a small nod and says, "Welcome to the Thundering Lizard. This is your first time in Port Nyanzaru."
How could you tell?
"Perhaps don't make comments of our Aarakocra. They do not take kindly to that."
What, being called a pretty birdie?
He just
we-
kind of shrugs and says, "Or do it again.
Can we
What is
avoid a
it
fight
of
tonight?
my business?"
Rooms, I don't share, so I'll have a room to myself. You guys can fight amongst yourselves. How many do you have available? How long can we have them for? And how do we fix the death curse here?
Do you ask that last part?
Of course. Is this a secret? This is a global phenomenon. Surely it's some sort of news.
He kind of blinks at you and he looks around up to the second floor and he says, "I have 3 rooms free with 2 beds apiece. You can keep them as long as you want. All together for 7 silver a day. No business of mine how long you want to keep them. And I've no notion as to the death curse unless you refer to the curse that is death."
I don't really want to hear you talk about the curse that is death. No offense, not until we've all had a few drinks.
"Yes, nothing to stave off ennui like a few drinks."
I don't really want to do the maths. If I give you 10 gold, is that enough for a while? 100 gold? 7 silvers. If you could have made it like a nice round number, I don't know, a gold or something.
The
Is that a
7
weekly
gold would
rate?
be 7 7 7 gold would be good for 10 days.
True. Wait, was it 7 gold for all the rooms? 7 silver for all the rooms, or I can't remember. Was it per room?
That'd be correct.
Okay, to have 70 gold.
Would be 100 days.
There you go. Problem solved. And a few drinks included in that, if that's okay. And some information about any magical people who might know about a death curse, or religious people, quirky people, rotting people. Any
Or
opinions?
any cults,
Yes.
hags, briar witches, people who tend to do hedge magic. These are the people I know normally have to hunt down when these type of curses pop up in smaller areas.
Fortune tellers.
Fortune
Dealt with hags
tellers.
before?
I have dealt with hags before. They are not fun.
People who
Heard
look like they might have a
stories.
quest they want to give.
You're saying a lot of strange words that I can't answer to. But if you're looking for a wise man of the gods,
Yes.
I believe just yonder is a priest of Savras.
My word, this is convenient. I probably shouldn't do the talking. I'll pay you the gold. Does anyone actually have a way with words?
Captain?
Or
Cithro,
any subtlety?
Cithro, come to the front and be a talker.
Very good.
I feel that you're
Gilgamesh.
overwhelming the men, gentlemen, and Brock. Please, sir, might we engage you with any information about your town? We wish to explore the cultural and significance of your people so that we might better integrate ourselves and learn more about your history. You see, I'm a bard who's telling stories. Forgive me for so many words, as that is my training. I take a quick bow and then lean over around the table and I say, might you share us a story over a drink as we prepare our rooms? As you prepare our rooms, I should say.
You wish for me to share a drink with you while I am working to prepare your room?
Yes, you can yell at us from down from the balcony and tell us about your people. I'm sure your people would enjoy hearing about it yourselves.
He kind of grunts and he says, perhaps best speak to the priest, he says as he walks past you, headed towards upstairs.
Ah, see? Spark ignite. Action, and we will get a direction.
Alcohol. He walks away.
I already said the priest. Oh,
And as he walks away, I think that'll be a good pausing point. If we want to take a short break.
I'm okay with that. I need a refill, so it's a good time.
All right. Everybody go refill. Be back in, say, 5 minutes.
yeah.
Very good.
Outstanding.
Sounds great.
Everybody's out here trying to kill me.
You're okay. You're in good health. Now you're an investment to protect.
No, now I'm just like everybody's gonna be trying to kill me in some weird different way.
We're
Yeah,
going to
but
try and
you-
stop it. So
You're the taken
We'll
away,
see.
so they'll be
We'll
attacking
see.
you, not us.
We'll see how long it takes you guys to get me killed.
this is our way of
Looks like it's a
protecting
fun
you.
little side quest.
If we all have a different way of killing you, we're all invested in making sure only our own way works.
I like that Flynn's chair is now really like a ghost chair.
Oh,
He's
that's not
entered the upside down.
me. That's what's it called? That's Joel's. I'm sitting at
Oh, that's
I'm
so.
sitting at
Oh,
my.
yeah.
I just put it there because I'm messing around with stuff on my monitor.
That's awesome. All good. Thank you for your work on this too. I'm going to step away for just a second.
At least we're all bonding and are wanting to get you killed.
Whatever. Whatever.
I thought you'd enjoy it. I mean, I'm just going to rot to death, so that's not a very interesting bet.
I feel like Flint's gonna probably last a lot longer than you.
Well, Flint's probably going to be lasting a whole lot longer than Brock. Brock keeps trying to hug people.
I would quite like to bring Jarlaxle back, though. I would like his cloak.
Yeah, I wish Flint still had his belt of giant strength. I mean, you
Oh,
get to
I
keep
miss that so much.
you get to keep your what's it called? Your
Undeath.
undeath.
Yeah, has its drawbacks. Like, really badly has its drawbacks. But it's cool. I like Tree Sight.
Man, I'm just trying to upgrade your ship. He's trying to get you a cool little figurehead.
Enemy for life.
Right.
All great tales have a great enemy, alright? Vader had Luke.
Have you ever seen Star Wars? Vader's enemy
Yeah.
was Obi-Wan, man. Nothing to do with Luke. Luke's his son, remember? They made friends.
Or his enemy was the high ground.
That is
Yeah,
actually
I
that is his
think
real
that.
enemy, actually. Oh my god.
Yes.
It's so fucking dry in Vegas, man. Like, it is so dry in Vegas. I feel like I'm dying. There's no humidity
I want
here.
to hear you bitching.
You're gonna. It's like I'm dying today.
It is 90% humidity today where I'm at, so you can suck a dick. I meant that in a fun way.
I wonder what the humidity is here.
I don't even want to go outside because it's 90 degrees, feels like 106, and with that humidity.
Oh, we have 6% humidity, 90 degrees. It's a dry heat.
Live by the ocean, they said. It'd be fun, they said.
My sinuses are fucking just out of control.
It is 80 degrees here where I'm at and like 76 most of the day. I don't know what the humidity is, but I got a notification on my phone that said excessive heat warning at 84 degrees today.
Excessive heat. We don't even get excessive heat warnings in Las Vegas unless it's like 118 degrees.
We get black flagged every day on base. Every day.
In Michigan, we just had excessive heat warnings because it got to 97.
There you go. Yep. So it's relative because like I know folks down in Texas are at 107 every single day, and at 80 degrees Minnesota is like, hey, you might want to cool off today. Take it slow.
Fahrenheit.
But it's all relative. Like
Yep.
I go out in 75 and I'm like, oh, it's hot.
Or you go home to West Virginia when it's a little cold, like 60, and you're like, what the hell? Turn the heater on.
Exactly. Humans are so adaptable. It's so cool, but it's also hilarious.
Move my happy ass to Ireland where it rains every day.
I do love the fresh smell of fresh rain. As far as Are you guys enjoying the game so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maps,
everything except for my
mechanics.
team trying to murder me.
Actually, if Flynn dies to a dinosaur, that would just be the icing on the cake. Or
No,
Jillax.
that's what.
I'm happy with
Does he,
Jillax last
do you
time.
know we're plotting against you? Because I
Oh.
tried to do it in secret.
I did it in front of his face.
Yeah, it's been pretty
I
blatantly
did it,
in
didn't
front
I?
of my face.
It's only Brad would. He doesn't care. I will be offended if you don't try and kill me back.
Except for you're already
Actively-
dead, so that's
Exactly.
yeah.
I was just about to say that. I'm Phil. I'm like, aren't you like already digesting yourself?
Yes. Live life to the fullest. That's Bradney's approach.
Decomposing.
Yeah.
Yes, I got out
have-
of Strahd and into this.
I wanted to mention that I commend everybody for doing such good role play. Like, I know I'm a little quiet here in this interaction, but it's because you guys are killing it. And thank you, Gilgamesh, for trying to get me in there. But I'm like, you guys are driving. Like, it's great. I love it.
Well, I'm trying to make sure that I'm fitting in because you guys have all played this group together before, and it's like, man, I'm trying to fit in, but I love the game, and it's like, okay, I'm hoping that I'm not like, stepping on toes or anything, but I love role play, and I'm jumping in where I feel like it's, appropriate, and my character just I just love how my character is fitting in right now because he is just kind of this not really a straight arrow but definitely anti-slavery, definitely more vegetarian, definitely so definitely he's like, so yes, he's gonna ride on these things, and he's like, okay, come on guys. And so
That is so important.
and so it's like when he finds these things in Flynn and other stuff, he's like, really, you don't pay your workers, really? And it's like,
I'm still convinced Flynn does pays them really, really well, like above average.
Out of character and everything, yes, they're some of probably
I'm sure,
the
yeah.
best paid sailors that exist. Like Flynn would not just do that to his sailor. They're his family.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he 100% pays them, probably better than anybody in this group gets paid.
I have never been best friends with my boss, but I bet all of Flynn's crew has a bracelet, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
In some ways, I think Flynn's a good guy.
Flynn is This is how to best describe Flynn because I've spent a lot of time thinking about it in the last couple days since we were talking about getting those pictures and everything done. Flynn is, if you've ever seen Ted Lasso, Ted Lasso would be chaotic good. Flynn is kind of like he's trying to be chaotic good, but the way he ends up executing chaotic good is sometimes very chaotic evil. So he's like good, like in every sense of the word. Like he acts like he doesn't pay his crew or whatever, but they are some of the best paid people out there. He acts like he doesn't care, but instead he actually does care, like way too much. That's why he's making friendship bracelets for everybody, and that's why he like for instance, like when he became mayor not just to abuse power, but he became mayor to try and keep all of his friends out of prison when that happened, and then it just spiraled down into him abusing power. So his intentions are always very good. It's just his execution tends to be borderline sociopathic and evil.
There's a song, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Oh Lord, please just let me be understood. So I feel like that's Flynn.
That's basically how it works. He's learning how to be a very positive. He's an excellent leader, regardless. Like that's the thing about Flynn is he doesn't look like he knows how to like sail a ship, but he actually really does know how to sail a ship. He just doesn't want to like flaunt it in front of his crew that he actually knows how to sail, and everybody, like, if there's ever trouble, like, he'll handle. Like, he's an excellent leader. He just doesn't want to look like an excellent leader. He wants to. It's kind of like Michael on The Office. Michael on The Office was just like, his execution was always horrible, but his what's it called? His meaning was always there. Like, it's the thought that counts.
Good thing
So
you can
you're
handle
saying
trouble. You're about to get a
he's
lot.
like you're saying he's like Ted Lasso, except if Ted Lasso had gotten his team relegated.
He's like, yeah, he's like, he tries to maintain that Ted Lasso-esque personality where he's always trying to be positive for, like, okay, a good example would be like if there's a fire, he wants to put out the fire, but he will try putting the fire out with like a jar of oil or gasoline, he never will pick the right way to execute a smart command decision, but he's always does want to, like, he's very good at heart, I think, but he's learning. He's learning how to be a human
Why?
being, and
Yeah. What was with the children then?
to him it was just positive. He was just trying to, there were a bunch of orphans, and he was like, "Hey, these guys don't have much, but at least they'll have superpowers when we're done with them, at the very least, and maybe we'll take one along with us on the journey, and they can become part of our crew, and we'll give them a job opportunity." That was like the whole thing with him, is he didn't think he wasn't using the kids just to use the kids. He was using the kids because, end of the day, like, hey, maybe they might get something out of it, But his execution was very poorly done because he basically taught a little girl how to resurrect things and then just left without actually letting her do it or learn how to use the power. Like, he doesn't think that far ahead.
Why are you selling those things?
What?
Those Lego sets. I'm about to buy it now. Damn you.
What Lego set?
Oh, in the chat.
The video chat. Um, Gilgamesh, did you hear what they did to kids in Curse of Strahd?
Spoiler.
You remember the I'm gonna try to not ruin it on the off chance somebody's watching. But the certain gifts that might be acquired late on in the game,
Yeah.
and that there's a cap on how many one person can take.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a bunch of leftovers afterwards, and they didn't want to lose them, so they opted to try to go find orphans and Valaki and other places and take them back to take
this?
the leftover gifts.
Were they
Oh
actual
my.
orphans, or did you orphan them to use them as?
Well,
We found them in a cave.
little
for the most
column
part.
A,
Jury's
little
still out on
column
that
B,
one.
yeah.
We found them in a cave.
Oh
They
no.
were going to be
Column
eaten by
A,
werewolves.
column
so-
Oh no. Because those gifts come with some pretty nasty side effects sometimes.
Yeah, but
So
not the ones we gave them. It was like resurrection, lightning bolt, and I forget what the third one had.
Finger of Death.
Finger of
Simon
Death,
had
yeah.
Finger of Death.
Yeah, Simon.
Finger of Death. Okay. Oh my.
Yeah.
For the record, I was against it, and I'm hardly a good character. But I just thought, even from a tactical point of view, I don't know how orphans hold up in a fight against an undead abomination, but they
Well,
did
you
well.
give one
Well,
finger.
Fairness, they did
You
very
give
well.
one Finger of Death. I bet it could come up pretty well. I mean.
Well, he did actually use it on a bit, but necrotic damage is not that effective on undead. So
On
Yeah.
a test pool of 1, they're at 100%.
it was very ineffective. But he did good.
Yeah.
He did good. He was a good kid, and he's still alive somehow.
See?
Very good.
I missed that
Well-
cleric though. No, paladin.
Very interesting.
Paladin. Yeah.
You mean the
She's
vampire
very
cleric?
much. Oh,
Oh, I know, the Lich cleric.
Well, I mean, it's not too far from our Strahd
I meant
campaign where they
gender, but
burned down the tavern
paladin.
in what city was that?
Valaki?
Kresk?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee? Oh.
Blue Water Inn?
the Blue Water Inn, the main
No,
one.
you didn't burn it down, did you?
Oh, they burned it to the ground.
Oh,
They completely burned it to the ground, simply because one of the werewolves decided not to talk to them nicely or something. I can't even remember the exact conversation, but they decided to go in and burn the whole place down. My party.
oh, maybe we
Yeah.
aren't that bad. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Love it. Sorry that
I
happened, but also
I was happened to be gone that session, and when I came back and they told me about it, it's like I go away for one session, and this is what happens. You guys no longer can play without me anymore. Apparently,
Yeah.
bad things happen when I'm gone. So,
well, I'm glad that Gilgamesh is here because that dynamic, that dichotomy between the little chaos to being not so straight arrow, but at least a little like really guys, that's so important. I value that in a story, and I think Cithril is the very much right now a bit of an observer.
Yeah, I need someone to reel me back because Brock's the engine of chaos. He grew up in a carnival.
I
Chaos
was
gets
pretty
better
sure
shows.
you're gonna start a bar fight, but let's try and talk to the priest first.
Oh, he loves
Priest!
the hug though.
well, okay,
Priest.
it's the
Priest!
middle. It's nighttime, so
Hmm.
and they're setting up our room. So we probably want to take our long rest, or get something dinner to eat. Take our long rest. I need to re-armor, or not re-armor, but get a couple of hand axes since I threw them into the water during that last fight. And I no longer have any. What's that?
Me and Gilgamesh go shopping? That could be fun.
Yeah,
Cute.
and then we can, and then go find the priest. That would be
Oh, he's
my.
here! No, he's like right here.
Yeah. Priest
Oh,
right
he's
here.
right here.
He's within my hands reach. I'm shouting
Oh,
priest
I,
at his face.
I apologize. I thought he was.
Priest!
I apologize. I thought he was like,
Priest!
okay, let's do it. My bad. Yep, let's go.
Well met, traveler.
This figure looks up at you and goes, Severus be with you?
I don't know who that is, but I doubt they are. I'm rotting from the death curse. Can you fix this?
All right, first of all, Bramnir needs to get slapped.
Why?
Because Severus is the god of divination.
Okay.
And
Are you a
what are you?
divination wizard?
Yes.
Well, I'm not a very good one apparently.
Oops, I didn't target him.
Oh, it's a hit.
Okay, 6 bludgeoning damage.
I'll take
Shame
that.
on you, sir.
Never mind, they are.
So you say you don't know Severus, and then what else do you say?
I know Severus. I just don't imagine most of the. I assume they're good aligned and they wouldn't support me. Do you know about the death curse or curse of undying or the thing that is making resurrections impossible, and how it might be cured? I hear this Cholt might be the source of it.
Resurrections are not working.
Are you not aware? Oh dear.
He
No.
shrugs a little bit and he says, We've not had call for that for some time. How long ago did this cease to work?
Weeks, possibly. Relatively recent, but seemingly global. If you know of anyone personally in the area who has been resurrected, they should be feeling the effects right now. Even. We brought someone
We
with us.
Choltons do not believe in attempting to extend life beyond its appropriate time.
Fine. I'm not here to debate that. But have you heard anything at all, or know anyone who might? I have a
I
strong urgency for this.
do not believe I know of this, but I can ask around if you would like.
Yes, or if you have any direction or anything, then that would be much appreciated. That's a shame.
And then he kind of leans closer and he looks at you, eyes narrowed, and he says, "Are you okay?
No,
You
I'm
seem
rotting.
so." Yes.
That's why
Is
I'm
this because
personally
of
attached.
the
Because of the
death
curse.
curse?
Yes.
Were you resurrected then?
Sure.
Not good.
Yes.
Very bad.
Hmm.
Can I have a deception roll from you, please?
I knew this was going to take a wrong turn.
I was.
I see. You have my condolences for your fate then.
Thank you.
I can ask the head of my order, Grandfather Zitembe.
Well, if you are an order of who worship divination, then yes, I would have requested your services if possible. I can donate.
What god do you serve then, if you are a follower of the art of divination?
You wouldn't have heard of him. He's a very special. He's a wizardy kind of god. You wouldn't know. He's Bazumbala. Bazumbala. You wouldn't.
He arches one eyebrow for a moment. If you say so.
Are you calling me a liar, sir?
No. I just thought I knew all of the gods, but apparently there is one I did not know.
Well, I mean, somewhat of hubris of you to consider that you have any sort of all-knowing of any sort. And even a wizard wouldn't claim to know everything, but yes,
It has been my experience that wizards are the ones most convinced they know everything.
not this one. I'm always eager to learn, and I would love to learn of the costs of your services, and certainly if I could hasten that in any way, I have plenty of coin, information. I can aid you with my magics of any sort that you require. I'm just in the room over there. One of those three. I haven't picked one yet.
I cannot speak to this development of which you are referring, but I have been having disturbing visions of red-robed wizards. I don't suppose this has anything to do with your dilemma.
Almost
Hmm.
certainly. Would I know of an order of red wizards?
You could give me a history check.
Yes.
I think Gilgamesh knows of red-robed wizards.
Oh.
But you got a better history check than I did, so I'll let you go with it.
Thank you.
Um, it's certainly not conclusive. There are a few organizations that would be garbed in red, and you're working on the presumption that when he says wizards, he genuinely means wizards and not some other kind of, say, cultists or something. You have heard tell of an organization colloquially known as the Red Magic Cult, however, though you know them as the Red Wizards of Thay.
Have you heard of the red wizards of Thay?
Gilgamesh has heard of them. They are bad news.
Oh. Personal experience?
Gilgamesh has had experience with them. Bad news.
Do you think they'd be involved in this death curse?
Is possible.
Interesting. Ooh, where did you say they were located? Sorry, what was your name as well?
Oh, my name? I did not think that would be of any concern to you.
You don't have to. You can give me a fake name if you want. You can come up with one on the spot. They're normally terrible. For example, I am Charlo. Charlo?
You are right. That is
I am
indeed
bad
a
at
poor
coming up with these. No, my name is Bramnir. if you're in truth, I wouldn't say anyone else's name. They may want to keep their name secret. But
My
if you,
name
I
is
wouldn't mind to
Nembu.
know. Nambu, lovely. I may
Intem-
send you a message at some point. I'll try to avoid inappropriate times. Thank you. Oh yes, and where were the red wizards?
My vision showed them as being down in the Aldani Basin. Are you familiar with there?
Nope.
Then you will have some difficulty in finding it on your own.
Can you help? We have a map.
You have a map, do you?
Not a very filled-in one, but I trust a priest. If everyone else does.
If you can show me, perhaps I can point you in the right direction.
What do you think, Flynn?
I'm
You
at
trust him?
I'm at the bar drinking. I'm not even anywhere near you guys.
Flynn, I need your bag, possibly. That's where the map is.
Oh, you need the map? I dig in my thingy and I'm gonna pull out a bundle of string. I'll pull out a vote for Flynn pin, chest pin. I'll pull out
And the staff.
like a broken piece of that belt of giant strength, and I'm going to pass you the map.
Here.
As you unfurl the map and show it before him, his eyes go wide as he looks at it and touches it gingerly.
Gentle.
This is a very detailed map, I must say. It does not have everything, but this is the closest thing I have seen to a complete map of all of Chult.
It is ours. Just saying. Don't get any ideas.
No, of course not, but there are certainly people who would kill for such a thing.
How do you
I
think
assume
we
you're not
got
one of them. We were given it. What? Are we
I'm trying to
scaring
be
the?
threatening here.
Are we trying to kill the priest?
No, don't want him taking our map.
Does he
He's
look like someone who
standing
could
right
fight
here,
us?
guys.
I think we could take a priest.
I got my ass kicked by a cleric a couple times. Just saying.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Just from personal
Priest
experiences, I think
intended.
priests take you. You don't take priests.
Dark.
I don't know what you mean. Where is this basin?
He looks it over and he traces a finger and he says, well, here is Imbala, and here is
Flynn,
Ataz Kahalka,
zoom out.
which would
Oh, I
mean
didn't realize you were looking
yeah,
at the map.
big map, which would mean the basin would be roughly here.
Eh, eh,
Eh,
eh,
eh, eh.
eh.
Ah,
You have a map of that so we can, I don't know, finish ours?
I am not wealthy enough to possess such a map.
interesting. Not too. Well, no, quite a way. Too far. Can you take the river
Already?
there? The river Shoshenstar. So Shenstar.
Gesundheit.
Bless you.
I have not attempted, but it is possible.
Camp Righteous. Sounds right up your street. Is it a good camp actually? Is it like one of those play on words? Is it actually full of horrible people?
Probably.
Yes. Okay, so that's our first clue. Red wizards.
Tell us, priest, of your constituents, of your people. Do you know of explorers or otherwise that have travelled the river or forded it, or perhaps those who have travelled in the forest? What dangers do we have lying ahead?
What dangers in the forest, you ask?
Or on the river, or on our way to Aldani Basin.
Goodness me, you are new indeed to here if you are uncertain as to what you will encounter and feel the need to ask.
That was a lot of extra words to answer my question, but no disrespect. Do tell, if you would, and I can donate to your cause as a priest and follower of the god of divination.
What offering is this you speak of?
I can contribute a tithe of 50 gold.
50 gold for the Lord Savras would be most welcome indeed.
So, what might else you tell us as to the dangers that lie ahead, as well as if we might be able to contact a guide who has traversed these dangers previously?
I do not believe I could refer a guide to you. But there are many dangers. Everything from the fearsome reptiles that roam the lands here, giant creatures that could swallow you whole with one bite, to the Aldani, who will be in that region without a doubt. There are also terrafolk and bullywugs. There are chul and hydras, lizard folk, all more than eager to consume you. Venturing from the city walls, and you will be left exposed to the wild.
Thank you. I pull out 50 gold pieces and hand them in a small sack to the priest. What else do we need to know, Bramnir, Flynn, Gilgamesh, Brock?
I mean, I think that covers it, guys. You guys ready to head on out?
Well, we need supplies. We should probably ask
Yeah.
about the best form of transportation.
A boat.
Yes. A guide is a good idea. He might. I mean, this person doesn't know one. Maybe the boatkeep might know of somewhere to go to get a guide, or.
Yes, a guide would be most helpful.
He already answered that. He doesn't. Sorry for interrupting, priest, but he said he doesn't know of a guide.
We don't need a
Though you
guide. We've
will
got a map.
also,
Someone might know of a guide.
Yeah, perhaps the barkeep might
Someone
know of a
else.
map.
you should
Yeah.
also be wary of the Batiri.
Oh my God! What about
Really
mosquitoes?
not
Are there
selling this
mosquitoes?
place.
We need to worry about the mosquitoes too. Come on, guys. We don't need a guide.
Yep.
We got a map. We'll just go find ourselves a boat somewhere.
We could go to bed for one thing. It is late.
I, for one, would like to have a shot of something, a nice little wet the whistle before bed. I am sick of being on the water, and I would like
I got a
something
barrel.
to help.
Want some of this?
Let's let some trolls folly if you're interested. Oh, you weren't there.
I've
The good
heard
stuff.
of Troll's Wally. That is only in legend, however. I haven't been to a region that has it.
I bought it fairly cheap off Marin. So, you can try some if
You
you'd like.
have some with you?
Yes. So it's right here.
Ah.
Unless I got tricked. Priest, do you like to drink?
I am a priest of Savres, not some stiff, reserved god.
Try some.
Sometimes the best illumination comes from drunkenness.
Sithra slaps the table and says, "Let's do this. We have nowhere to be
Wait.
until tomorrow when Gilgamesh..." What?
Let's put the map up first, and whoever's going to be sober, keep it for the night.
Well, I
I'll
can't get
volunteer.
drunk, so
Or you can do it. Just make sure the map is safe.
I'll be in the
Trust
bag.
the Lich.
So.
Yeah, if the Lich can't get drunk, sounds good to
Can
me.
you avoid saying that out loud in
Cleric
front of the
suddenly
priest?
looked up.
I said, "Bitch."
Too late.
I
The cleric
turn towards
suddenly
the
looks
priest,
up and he says, "The what you say?"
and
He's a
Cithro
dick. You
grabs
call
him
him a
by the
lich?
shoulder. Yes, that is exactly it. Because I've grabbed the priest by the shoulder and just turned him and said, "No, just like Brock said. We said Dick. Trust the Dick that can't get drunk. They are always standing tall."
Even I don't believe you.
I know
I
you need like a
lie.
persuasion with disadvantage right there.
We can just kill
Yeah,
him.
yeah, it's gonna
Fine.
be deception with
Don't
disadvantage right now.
don't just kill him. That'd be a lich kind of activity.
Yo, you guys wanted to fight a priest. We're about to fight a priest, okay?
Damn it! All I want to do is
didn't
lie to
want-
a priest.
I didn't want to fight a priest. He kicked my ass.
Like I'm the one suffering for this. Fair enough.
He
I said
leaps
one
to his
word.
feet and looks at you in shock, and he says, "You have lied to me. I can see it in your face now. You have chosen the way of darkness and on death, an unholy abomination to any god."
Tut 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 tut! I raise my hand and in a almost comedic way, and I say, "You're the one that took a bribe for information."
"I have done no such thing. There is nothing in the teachings of Savras to say that I must give information away for free."
But it does look pretty poor on your character, does it not? Come now, priest, we only offered you a drink, and only were debating amongst ourselves. Haven't you ever called
He knocks
anyone
the cup
foul
away
name
and he says,
before?
"I will not share a drink with this abomination, this evil, this foulness that is
Come on.
besmirching our port."
Flynn is a perfectly
doesn't-
nice man.
If you belittle
Oh,
my
God.
friend again, I'm gonna have to hurt you.
Oh, you're me. Oh, how rude. I don't think I like the tone of your
Embu
voice.
turns and
Uh,
looks at Brock from that comment, and he says, "You dare to threaten a servant of Savros?
Can I cut his arm off?
Can you?
Not for
Huh.
free."
Not for free.
50 gold.
Well, I'll just punch him in his stupid face.
Oh god damn it.
Kill the priest. Kill the priest.
As you raise your fist and strike him in the face, the music stops suddenly as people pause and look at you in shock.
This is a personal matter. He belittled my friend, called him a lich. I don't take that lightly. So excuse me why I beat him to a bloody pulp.
The tavern keeper from upstairs comes running over to the railing and looks down as Ntembu pulls himself up and wipes blood from his face, and he says, "You have just lost any help you may hope from Port Nyanzaru. I will speak to our grandfather, and we will make sure you will find no shelter here."
You know,
Who's-
we could
who
just
said that?
kill
Was
him, and then he's not going to tell
the
anyone.
priest say
and-
that?
Did
The
that
priest did say that, yeah.
Okay, so
You're
Flynn's
You're
gonna
assuming you're getting out of here.
Shove him in
Jesus.
the bag of holding.
Jesus Christ, what is going on? I look at Cithro and I'm
No,
like,
no, no,
Cithro,
no, no.
can you
Okay.
can you control this person for
the-
just a second?
The tavern
Alright,
keeper
Sybil's
who's
fault.
just heard this says, "You will let him be, or you won't have anywhere to stay here."
I have a hut. We're fine. We'll be fine.
No, just
But
let
Oh,
the
I
my
don't
priest.
fill
God.
the whole bar.
Oh my
Um,
god.
No, let the priest go. Just let him go.
Finally, a voice of reason. Goodness, priest, I know not why we got so hung up on a singular word. Can we move along from this? And I jingle a pouch at my pocket.
The priest looks with
I-
scorn at this. At the same time, the tavern keeper shouts out, "One more move, and every man here will have daggers for you."
Oh, thank God. Brock is needing some new weaponry.
My God, who had
Daggers.
dies in a bar fight he didn't start? Anybody? Anybody? No? Okay. Just checking.
All right.
As you look around, you see a number of sailors and other men standing and watching, and as if on command, daggers and short swords start to appear from nowhere.
Oh, yes,
amongst-
fine. We're all very, very big men. Whatever. I'll leave. It's fine. You guys can carry on. I don't need this place. I have a hut. It's nicer than this
Yeah,
place.
it's fine.
Smells funny. I'm just gonna leave. I don't want to start this fight.
Brock, you need to go out. You need to apologize. You need to apologize now, man.
I will not apologize for protecting my friends. I'll leave with Brimnir,
All right.
and I'll get small again.
You go with Bramnir. You go with no.
We'll find somewhere better.
I'm going to use panache on the cleric, and I'm gonna say he didn't mean anything by it. Like they've all been stuck on my boat. I don't think the big elephant is used to being on a boat. There was a big storm. Nobody slept. They haven't even had anything to drink. They got right to work. You know how it is. You get right to work. You can't even unwind after your day. They're going through some stuff, man. He didn't mean what he said. He shouldn't have hit you. I really apologize. Here, and I give him just 100 gold pieces. That's for nothing. We don't need information. That's just an apology for the big guy. Like he shouldn't have done that, man. I'm really sorry about that.
Can I get a persuasion roll with disadvantage from Flynn?
But I'm using panache.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Sorry. You did say you were using panache. Go ahead. Well, it is still your persuasion roll, but it's going to be with disadvantage.
Okay, so persuasion with disadvantage. God damn it.
Good luck.
19, 30.
It's a
Good
19.
goodness. That's a squeaker, but you get him 18 to 19.
And I guess I'll run the same gig on the landlord, the bar owner or whatever. I don't know if you want me to, if I can use panache on him or if I should just roll a persuasion check.
If I remember right, you can only maintain one at a time with panache.
Okay, well I'll just do a straight persuasion. I'm guessing it's going to be with disadvantage as well.
In this one can be regular. The cleric was the one who had the biggest cause for disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, 21. I'll just say, look, man, like nobody, you guys know how it is. Like everybody's had a long day. All we want to do is get drunk, go to bed. You guys have been super helpful. We really appreciate everything. The big guy and the guy with the really dry skin, they're gonna sleep outside. He's got a hut. They don't even need to stay here. They'll just bunk together. We'll even pay you for the 3 rooms too, even though we won't even use one of them.
Flint. Yes,
Already
yes,
paid
we
him.
will pay for the rooms
Already paid.
extra. I know. Out of character. I don't know what that Flynn does.
I know he paid already, but I'm not going to ask for our money back, for the room that we're not using now.
We're on the same board. I start to just slowly make my way up the stairs, like, don't even need to drink. It's fine. We'll just retire.
It's still deathly quiet in here as everyone is watching this transpire.
Flynn goes, "Ugh," and he just sighs and he looks at like all the sailors and everything in here. Okay, fine. Drinks for the band and drinks for everybody in here. We'll handle everybody's bill tonight. Just let me know how much it is. Everybody gets drunk on us for free tonight.
What would normally be met with uproarious applause and cheers is now met with begrudging nods and grumbles as they seem to find that acceptable but not enthusiastic.
They don't have to like it. They just got to drink it.
Exactly. After a few long moments, the music starts to resume again with a different tune, and the people get back to their business as the daggers disappear.
Can I attempt to retire to a room and bar the door with a chair?
Yes. The cleric is watching all this, and he looks at Flynn and he says, "You should tread carefully here on in. You will not easily find friends in Port Nyanzaru now."
Yeah. I mean, I get that. Look, like it's not. Let's just move past it. We've already made threats. Somebody punched somebody. We don't really. Why even keep like? We get it. We get it. We're just gonna get our stuff. We'll be on the road tomorrow, or the river, as it were.
I
He
settle down.
reluctantly nods and then sits back down and begins drinking and speaking with the other men at his table.
Note to self: don't comment publicly on a lich.
I would have expected that would have been common knowledge, but yes, now you know.
Well,
At least in front of a priest.
like Jaskier, I'm just putting my foot in my mouth and like,
Don't worry, Brimnir. I got your back.
Yes, I'm still debating what to do from here on forward, but hey. Yeah.
well, I appreciate you being the bigger man, Brock. We could synchronize in the future. Let's synchronize. This is so much fun. I hunker down for the evening. Door is barred. What happens next with everybody else?
Got the map, right, Brimnir?
Yes. What? Who has the bag of holding? Does Flynn have the bag of holding?
Yeah.
Then no.
You said
Flynn
you were
has the
taking it. We
map.
were getting drunk.
I don't know. Would Flynn have left the bag with me if you were worried about being drunk?
I'm not drinking. I'm going to
He's
bed
not
early.
drinking now.
Yeah.
So I think we hadn't quite got round to handing the bag. I might have looked after it. But that all went south, I think. You can go back in and get it. I can turn you invisible if you want the map.
Oh no, it's fine.
For no
I'm with
particular
you.
reason.
No one coming back after you during the night.
I'm kind of hoping they do come for me during the night. Self-defense and all that.
All right,
Oh.
so we still have 3 rooms, right?
Yes, you can all have
Technically,
a room each.
Yes,
yeah.
which means
So,
two people get beds to themselves, I think.
yeah,
Rather, rooms to yourselves.
yeah. So, I'll go up to one of the other rooms and hunker down and bar the door with. I guess I'll take my halberd and bar it across the door to keep it secured, and then
Your room is on the first floor, actually. If
on the first
Flynn,
floor.
Yep.
Okay.
Flynn and
Very
Cithril
well.
have the 2 rooms upstairs. You have one here, but immediately below.
All right. Very good.
You know, this isn't relevant per se unless it was a different time of day. Do Minotaur, being the bovine creatures that they are, like other bovine creatures, sleep standing up? I need to know.
That's a great
I'm
question.
gonna have to go with no.
Yeah. No, we do not sleep standing up. We do sleep laying down as other humanoids do.
I'd
But
imagine it has to be on your back, though, given you can't lay on your side.
yeah.
Got a horrible crick in your neck.
Is it offensive to ask?
Is it offensive to ask? Thank you.
Do you produce milk?
I don't. I'm
Oh
a
no, that'd
male.
be the other kind of minotaur, I suppose. Yes.
He produces some kind of milk. You might not want
How
to
do you tell the
drink it.
difference between a male and a female minotaur?
Ask politely.
Politely?
Good
How
answer.
do you tell the difference?
It's easy for us. You got the tusk.
So Bramnir and Brock, you are setting up a tiny hut, are you?
I'll do a tiny hut a little ways from the entrance.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll be keeping watch for the night.
I'll be with you.
See
I'll
if the
stay up with you.
priest. Feel free. I'm gonna keep an eye out for the priest for when and if he leaves and who he leaves with and if he's alone, vulnerable, drunk, walking alone at night. Anything could happen to a person.
I get what you're saying, and I'm gonna
I
put my
think everyone
ninja
gets
hat
what
on.
I'm saying. Killing an NPC is always a good idea. I wouldn't ever do that personally. I'm looking out for his well-being. He's alone at night. He's made enemies.
So if you saw him a couple hours later making his way from the Thunder Lizard,
I think
Thundering
Lord.
Lizard, excuse me, along with a couple other companions making his way down the street near you, you would just be there making sure he's safe, of course.
Of course.
Then that's what you see happen.
What do you think, Brock? Leave it, or I can warp him in here and we can handle it quiet, like, or just let him go.
You can't cast through Tiny Hut, so I think we should let it go.
Fair. Oh, we could just kill them all. Fine, we'll let it go this once. Yes, you're right. You can't cast through Tiny Hut.
If that's your outer monologue, I would love to know your inner
Like Jesus. Oh, and I'm the bad guy.
I don't have any.
I'm the
I wouldn't
murder
have to deal with all
hobo.
of this if it wasn't for the bard. I'm thinking of us, Flynn. I did this for us. If we kill him,
Such a
then
bad
the
habits
bad
on
reputation
Flynn.
doesn't spread. I could put Jiraxel's sign on him, and they'll just think it's a pirate. We'll start some sort of a gang war. Are there any gangs we know about here?
You've been here for about an hour. No, you don't know the gangs here.
Fine. I'll
You want to
start a
attack
gang
him?
war
Let me
later.
know. I'll go in.
We won't attack him. We won't attack him. But I'll keep an eye on him.
Good, because his face hurt my hand.
This is like turning into another one of those instances where we like leave peacefully, and then like 5 minutes later we're like, should we kill him? We probably should have killed him. We like turn around and go murder somebody again. Wasn't that guy a cleric too? What's with you fucking people?
That was a priest of the
There's
abbey,
another,
or an
another
abbot.
priest.
He
Yeah.
was an abbot.
He was much worse than that. He was a big evil guy. That guy was an evil priest, creating abominations. That was fair game. This guy's
Yeah,
just
we went with our gut
legitimately
there.
anti-lich, which is fair enough.
Oh, like abominations like liches?
Or liches bad?
Liches are abominations, sure. I willingly did that to myself. I don't make an army of dog people.
Yet.
Yet.
I dabble.
That's not as big a distinction as you might be hoping for.
Well, I consider it to be a big distinction.
But
Through
the
we'll
night,
leave them. We'll
I'm
leave
gonna-
them. It's fine.
I'm gonna talk to you
Discuss
about
one
what the
time.
Lich, because I don't understand why he hated you so much.
Oh, we sacrifice the innocent to fuel our everlasting life.
Ooh, that sounds bad.
That's just PR. It's just bad PR. It doesn't have to be innocent. I've heard people use demon souls for it.
Bad PR.
Well, that's okay then.
It's fine.
So
It's
you can
great. We're
sacrifice
doing
a
you a
bunch of-
service. Yeah.
You either sacrifice kids or people like Flynn. Which one did
Yeah.
you use?
Flynn, of course.
Oh, okay.
Didn't have to use anyone. Yet. I'll be due at some point, but I have to do with this pesky curse. If it wasn't for those meddling curses.
So now I understand why you're hanging out with Flynn. Can I put death by Lich on the board?
I think it's too late. You've already put your bid in, haven't you?
I mean, if I'm guiding
Gamble.
Jalaxel, does that count?
Yeah, it's a loophole.
We have a
God.
nice night in the hut.
So you guys don't go after the priest as
We're
he
not going
leaves
after
the...
the priest.
Okay. And then the three of you inside of the Thundering Lizard, do you stay put in your rooms?
Yes. I do, anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
In that event, you wake up the next morning. Brock and Bramnir, you awaken much earlier than the others, as you are right next to the the Red Bazaar. You are awoken by the sound of people walking past, eyeing you confusedly as they head to set up for the market.
Market. Want to go
Um,
shopping real quick from there?
Oh, we're right next to the bazaar, aren't we? And this hut is a beautifully brown-ish hut. Are we getting anything from the market? I forgot to ask.
Yeah, we need to go shopping for supplies, get a boat, maybe a
You guys
guide.
need to eat. How often do you need to eat? I've forgotten. Like, is it daily?
Yeah, a couple times a day. Depends on how healthy you are.
What about
I like
that
to have
liquid? Do you
first
think
breakfast
drink
and second
water?
breakfast.
Do you need water?
Well, I have this flask that never empties of fresh water.
Shall we get the others?
You need your fruits
Let
and
'em
vegetables.
let 'em sleep.
You
Okay.
crazy people don't eat your vegetables.
And I think that's true.
Oh, I'm gonna
Melons.
cast Sending to Sithril. Good
Oh,
morning. Thank you for last night. So I thought you'd enjoy a wake-up call. Come meet us at the bazaar.
can you hear a message or a send in while you're sleeping?
no.
Damn it.
But I do wake up naturally. I exit the room and proceed to go downstairs, in which I meet who else is awake and what time of day is it?
It's a bit later than them. They're woken by the early merchants coming in, like fish vendors and things like that. You come down to see a gray figure with lush fur with little black stripes running up and down the sides of it and across the face. Dressed in vibrant green baggy pants and a vest with a small stringed instrument in his hand, plucking at it idly, watching as people come and go. And that Tabaxi is sitting downstairs and seeing you changes the song to a little ditty about the fair figure making her way down the stairs, white of skin and white of hair.
Do I recognize what pitches he's using, they're using, or what the music
Absolutely.
there is behind it? Off my back, whoosh-ah! I whip out my own lute and I start to strum.
Can I get a performance check from you as you try to match this minstrel tone for tone?
Oh.
You join along and begin. What are you playing, or are you just singing?
I would attempt to vocally, not lyrically, vocally harmonize with this individual, and match with an accompaniment on my own lute. This is a tabaxi.
Yes.
A tabaxi I see so fair, in the distance sitting upon his chair, plays so well and so fair. Perhaps his name they will share.
He reaches the end of the loop of his melody, pauses, and then gives a slight applause with his free hand as he's listening to all of this.
I throw
Well,
my
well. Go ahead.
ah,
Sorry.
I throw my lute across my back and do the a clap as well from the bottom of the stair as I take my last step, and it's a clap like Nancy Pelosi.
He, the tabaxi is a he, immediately leaps up to his feet and gives an incredibly low bow. And on his way up, he kind of arches his back like he's a cat stretching. And then he says, A pleasure indeed, and most well performed. I recognize one master to another, and I most humbly introduce myself as Flask of Wine.
Well, flask of wine, I should dare say the pleasure is mine. You see, from across the land, folks have known me as a thrill, and should you ever come across a faintest wind of a trill, you may know that on that wind is the voice of myself, Cithril. And I bow as low as I can, if not just a titch lower than this masterful creature.
Yeah, you do need a little bit of a stretch before you can match him bow for bow.
My neck cracks.
Might I ask where such a skilled and luxurious creature as yourself has arrived from to here?
Do you know of a distant land? Perhaps its name? In remembrance you can, for if you think it's a land you have once considered to seek, we come from a land called Waterdeep. Do you know of it? Flask of wine.
Of Waterdeep I have indeed heard, though seeking not one from there I have met. 'Tis a pleasure most profound, and I hope that more of you abound. I look forward to knowing more of you from beyond the shore.
Well done, my new friend. It seems your temperance with words never ends. My party and I have found ourselves afoot in a land we know not, and know not of where to take root. So, could you point us
He
in a
kind of clucks
direction?
his tongue and shakes his head disapprovingly.
I know.
Perhaps
Citra
we
shakes.
can dispense with the formalities and speak
Ah,
plainly now, as your tongue seems to fail you.
well, for one who is talking 75% of the time in rhyme, call this well met. As a fellow wordsmith as yourself, we would like to know as much as we possibly can about this land we are seeking to go down the river. Do you know of any tales or stories of one such that has done such before?
I do indeed, though may I ask of which river you speak?
The Shenandoah River, the one on the map that I wrote down. No, I did not. Do I recall it from the previous conversation?
Yes, you do.
I relay that river.
I, as luck would have it, I am such a person. I know it well and would be obliged to help you, given the price is right.
I am on good authority that says that the price absolutely will be right, so why don't you join with me as we meet my party before the night? Please, come, come. I'll get you rations on the way out. We must go meet up my party. You have to engage with them, and they have quite the tales. A captain, one with a storied past, and someone from a circus. Please,
He picks up
and
his stringed
Minotaur.
instrument and follows after you most eagerly as you make your way down the street towards the Red Bazaar.
Do we find our party?
You do indeed, though they are no longer in their tiny hut. Bremnir and Brock, where art thou?
I would motion to Flynn as we're headed out, like, come on, let's go. And Gilgamesh, come on, you come too, if Gilgamesh is alive and awake.
I don't know about
I'm coming.
alive, but I'll be awake.
We're going supply shopping, right? So we need some hand axes, so a smithy, and then some ration, maybe tents.
You find some things more akin to mosquito nets than proper tents. And then you find incredibly heavy things as they offer tents of oiled leather.
Old leather. What would be the point of this? I don't mean to be rude. I'm just asking.
More durable and offer more protection than simple canvas. The creatures we deal with here are more aggressive than those you would likely encounter.
So how many can fit inside a tent?
You can fit 5 if need be, though it will be intimate.
You're not seeing the stature of me? One may fit my badass.
We'll probably need 3.
Well, you're welcome in the hut, and if they can break through the hut, they can most certainly break through the tent. But
Yeah, I forgot we have a hut. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you just left the hut.
well, sometimes you want your own tent. Maybe we'll have a falling
Maybe
out.
we have, or a guest that you don't quite trust 100%. You keep them in the tent. We all get in the hut.
I don't know if I trust
Okay.
you all 100%. Maybe I'll sleep in the tent.
By all means, I'm not going to force anyone.
The hut was cozy. I want to be in the hut.
As you make as the rest of you are making your way down the tight cobbled streets, you're getting your first daylight view of the port city, and it is even more vibrant than you suspected when you were making your way through here in the nighttime. As you look around, it is exotic, as the people here are of various colors, from a genuinely, legitimately yellow skin to dark with hair done up in all sorts of manner that you would not see in Waterdeep. You also see the brightly colored Aarakocra from before, along with dwarves, pure white in face, with white hair and white beards, looking as though they might be upwards of 200 to 300 years old, though their complexion is that of a youthful dwarf.
Aren't
In
dwarves master
addition,
craftsmen?
I mean, that's a little bit of a stereotype.
True, I'm a dwarf.
I was
Every one
asking
of us.
Brimnir.
From birth. We come out with tools. It's the
The
secret, don't
colors
tell anyone.
are The colors here are ornate, and you see several tabaxi minstrels making their way about, plucking out tunes or playing wind instruments, making their way about to collect coins tossed in front of them. As the 3 of you are making your way down the street, a crowd of children dressed in feathered hats push their way past you, running and racing, squealing in delighted terror as they come around a corner, only to be met with a big-toothed lizard, some 7 feet tall and nearly 20 feet long, stomping its way down the street and around the corner, as you are seeing a creature unlike any other from all your years of adventuring.
Those little snots try and steal something from me when they run past.
I was thinking the same. Can I check my coin purse?
And we all check.
You can indeed check your coin purse.
Does this creature look tame?
Dare
It
you
is
assume.
lumbering slowly. It is certainly intimidating, though it is not acting aggressively.
I'm gonna take my boot off, looking at my coin purse, because I keep it in there for safety.
You keep your coins in your boot and you think they might have stolen them from you?
Yeah,
They're small and the boots are big.
yeah.
They could just duck.
You suddenly hear jeers and calls and then shouts of agitation coming from behind you as you hear a loud stomp, stomp, stomping coming behind you and calls for you to get out of the way in thick accents. Look out, fools! And you turn around the corner to be met with something even more shocking as two terrifying creatures are barreling towards you at full speed with figures on their backs.
Are they coming directly for us?
Straight down the street, dead at you.
Wall of force.
Grimnir, we're not gonna make many friends. How about just let me try to just get out of the way?
can
As
get out
the
of the way.
two creatures with their riders are racing towards you, there is a sudden and violent stop as the dinosaurs collide with the wall of force, throwing their riders over the top of the wall, and they go flying some 10 feet, rolling through the street as you see both of these creatures wailing in pain and shock, and you see that one of them is on its side now, thrashing about.
Can I try to catch one of the riders?
Sure, give me a athletics check. You manage to just step in time and catch one of them, and then swing them over and then pull them back up, which might actually do more harm than good because you're bringing them to an even more abrupt start.
Catch.
Abrupt stop.
What the hell just happened? You ought to hit some sort of ball. Is that normal?
What kind of barbarians do you think we are? We know the magic that your friend cast at us.
Friend, I'm here alone.
You were running at me on the middle of a street.
You were standing in the middle of the raceway.
It's
We
not very
called
well
for you
marked.
to move
I
out
can't
of the
see a
way.
single sign. Show me a single sign.
What kind of madman will
When
stop our beast
beasts
as
run at
opposed to
me,
simply
I
stay out of
create
the
a
way?
wall.
As
Well, I
she is
didn't need it.
shouting
I'm
at
fine,
you,
aren't I? I'm fine.
and then kind of jams you in the
You could have all
chest.
died. I don't care.
The fight is now starting to escalate as the other rider has pulled himself up and is shouting at you in a language you don't recognize,
You're losing
berating
the
you
race.
aggressively.
Quick, back on your stupid dinosaurs. You can't be having an argument with an old man. Get on it.
The second rider, the one who got thrown further, walks up to you and punches Bramnir in the face, and a small chunk of your cheek goes off with it.
I look over. Was that really a smart idea?
I mean, I deserve that. I'll
Oh,
admit.
Lich!
Whoa, whoa,
Lich!
whoa.
And at this moment, the three of you come into view of Bramnir and Brock arguing with these two as you see both of these terrifying beasts thrashing about still and screeching. And that is where we're going to have to call it for today.
God damn it.
I didn't
know how to
start
make an
any of these
exit.
fights. I'm just saying.
It's a good image.
Jury's out on the first punch of the priest.
Hey, someone let it go to the Lich. That was the fire that started it.
Yes, but they didn't start the fight. They just let something slip.
Well, Bramnir shouldn't get so cheeky, okay?
Good luck, Citril.
Cheeky.
Getting
Yeah,
out of this one.
My God, I can't take you guys anywhere. I'm supposed to be the problem child, not you guys.
Hey, I didn't want to get run over by these dinosaurs. I'm fine.
This is
I
okay.
think this is a win for everyone involved.
Gilgamesh playing the straight man is okay, except for when it's 3 against 1, it's getting a little odd. The odds are against him here.
Well, I was
Okay.
hiding my lichdom, and then someone went and was like, "We have a lich for sale. Everyone, look at the freak."
That's a bit. But let's take this ending as for next time a good opportunity. I hear it knocking. This is Flynn's first opportunity to get eaten by a dinosaur.
That's true.
I
That's-
have
that-
nothing to do with what's going on here. I am just a passerby. I've.
That's why you dying to these dinosaurs will be all the more delicious.
Oh my god.
True.
You guys are ridiculous.
Less than 24 hours until. Thank you guys so much for the game.
What
Thank you,
happens,
DM,
Michelle?
for running.
you.
Thanks for the laughs and for whoever's tuned in and watching. This has been really fun.
Oh, very
What,
good, very good, very good.
That was
What's up for next week? We on for next Saturday?
Oh,
Definitely.
I am
Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm taking
And
that for next
I'm
Saturday as
sorry.
well.
we should anticipate having more viewers next week as we will start advertising within Adventure Foundry and
Woohoo.
might draw some more viewers that way.
Sounds good to me.
And
What
they'll
else
see
are we
everyone will
looking
be on
for?
my side. Whereas I'm the only reasonable character. And everyone else is crazy.
It's like a wall of forest was a little overboard there.
That's the second time he's done that. Once to the ship for Jarlaxle. Before we even had a chance to talk to Jarlaxle, he did this. Now this is the second time he's done. We haven't even had a
Look,
chance to talk
when
to these
you
guys.
have a hammer, everything starts to look like nails.
That's exactly what's
Just be lucky
going
I
on.
haven't just shoved you in a water force
Jesus Christ.
and left you to drown or whatever. It's fine.
What?
You thank me for keeping you all alive.
That catch though.
Great
Oh.
catch. That was a great catch.
Oh,
Well,
Well, thank you for the game. Great game.
Good
I
Excellent.
like
game, all.
Priest.
Have a good
We were
night.
going to be best buds.
See y'all next week.
And now we're enemies for life.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
years, it'll give me a lot of trouble.
I slipped on that one.
I didn't tell you to punch him.
Oh, no.
have a good night, guys.
So